Luckily, I got the boardroom free.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so very soon I'll also get the Primo access as well, which I'm towards the end of it now. So
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear.
once that is done, obviously the recordings aspect and even data aspect as well, I don't have to email you. I can literally upload it straight on it. So nothing
That's
else for
okay,
you
but
to be
at
done.
times what happens, that's okay, but at times what happens is that, if we have that this ability to upload data from our end, at times we
Mm.
shuffle the datas and add, for instance, say the data of last week and this week, we just take Victoria and we upload. So that's okay that you can upload it from your end, but if we also have
Mm.
this option, I mean, that's just for
Hmm.
giving better sales. Just check it out.
I doubt that is going to happen because there are reasons. We are trying to work with other retailers as well. Like, for example, just to give you that heads up, again, I don't know if they allow us to give permission to offshore to sell. At the moment, we have Origin, AGL, Tango Energy, Momentum in
Mhm.
loop. Okay. Everyone
Beautiful.
has got certain concerns as well. So again, I don't know who will approve for offshores to dial, who won't. We don't know. At this point, for us, the main priority is to get them on board than figuring out whether we have to dial only onshore or offshore. You see what I mean?
True.
So, but main concerns there are in terms of giving control, having control and not allowing anyone to dial their own data. We
Okay.
have faced it. Okay, so it's not just, for example, I mean, I can't name anyone obviously, but we have sent you certain data and you have certain data, or you have pulled up somewhere from white pages, yellow pages, whatever, and you
Mhm.
dial those numbers. I
Mhm.
mean, not you, the centers have
Mhm.
done that. You're not allowed to because
Do
we
that.
wash against certain numbers, and if you dial your own numbers and it is not washed, obviously we at the end of the day we as a company will fall into trouble, not you. You see, I understand the only purpose why centers have done that is to get more sales, no doubt about that. However, that is actually putting us into jeopardy, and
Yeah,
to
understand.
literally take control of everything, so you won't be able to, we are trying again, it hasn't been finalized yet, but using Primo is, it could be
Mhm.
anytime soon. When I say anytime soon, maybe from tomorrow itself, you will start using Primo. You're on VoIP as usual, but we, it will be on Primo as a database. So it will be on Dialer, which is easy for you for agents, and
Uh,
two in
we,
terms
we
of
are
recording.
actually using we are actually using Primo now, but Primo
Okay,
is we have taken it separately because we were
right.
habituated with this Primo dialer, so we have taken it separately. Now
Oh,
that
with
you
Primo
you want us to
itself.
call on no, now that you want that we call on your Primo dialer, so in that
Hmm.
case we have to integrate the VoIP there. We have to
That is
because
correct.
we are using Primo VoIP.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay.
Primo is providing us VoIP. So in the Primo dialer which we are using as of now,
Hmm.
we have rented the dialer from Primo, and Primo is
Okay.
only providing us VoIP and the DID number and all. Now that you say that it would be your Primo dialer, so do we get back to Primo and say that we would need the VoIP from you again? I mean,
No,
for
no,
that.
VoIP is still yours, obviously.
Uh-huh.
But now that you mentioned the Primo, I mean, you took the VoIP service from Primo itself. Not everyone has done that, as you can understand. I think only you have taken the VoIP service from Primo.
Yes.
So, what in your case, it will be easy. Basically, we ask them to integrate with our database. So it is still Primo. It is still the same VoIP. You will still be using your own VoIP. It's just that they will integrate your account to our account. So we have
No problem.
complete
That's okay.
control
But
on it.
again, when we are billed, I mean, say the
Hmm.
account is on one name. So say
Hmm.
the account is on seek the deal name, then
Hmm.
the invoice for the dialer would be going to you, and the
So you pay
invoice for the
separately for the dialer and VoIP, is that right?
yes,
Right.
exactly.
So obviously
We
you will
pay
only be
we
paying for VoIP,
Yeah,
not for the
for
dialer.
that, would you be speaking to them in regards to that, because there would be two separate accounts then. One would be the VoIP account
Yep.
for which they'd be billing us, and
Hmm.
then for the dialer. I don't know how
Of
how to
course.
do it. I mean, do we need to
No, no,
do it
they do
from
it.
our end, or you would be doing it
I'll
from
speak to
your end? I
Gaurav
mean,
about this. I'll speak to
okay, sure,
Gaurav about
sure,
this, and so we can get that organized. Don't worry, don't stress. We
no
are in
problem.
the final talks of it, but it could
Yeah.
be done anytime soon. So
Okay. Now,
once
in
that is
regards
done,
to the recordings, I mean, do
mhm,
we have to pull the recordings and upload on Dropbox as we are doing on
uh,
the Google Drive?
for sales recordings or all other
Yeah.
recordings, you mean?
Sales recordings.
Sales recordings and everything will be done from our end, to my knowledge. Again, like I said, once it is confirmed, I'll keep you informed. That's the best thing I should say. Let's not confuse this
Okay.
getting into
Okay.
this topic, because once we
Okay.
finalize, I'll be able to give you accurate answers
Yes,
than
that
just
would be the
going around.
best.
Okay, but
Sure.
what I could say is I definitely wanted Primo to be back, so everyone is will be using Primo. It's easy to, I mean, for example, we have a complaint from your center. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I will discuss today, obviously. But so in those cases, it's not a sale, but it's a complaint. So customer has
Mm-hmm.
called in First Energy. And so if it is a sale, we have the recording. If it is not a sale, we don't have the recording. And that was the whole purpose why we had to ask everyone to upload the recordings. And
Okay.
you have only done for one day and then you haven't done again, I think.
Mm, I guess my QA missed it somehow. I'll be just checking it
Yes.
once with him,
It was
and I'll
only done for one
ensure.
day. Exactly. We need
That
every
that
day
was
all
that was done
recordings.
for the week. That week entirely it was done, but from the next week, I guess it was missed. Something like this.
Okay.
I mean, from the
No,
23rd to some date which was given, so that week's
I
recordings were uploaded
okay. I
on
am
on a
going
single day on
by
Saturday.
the one moment, I'll tell you. I'm actually going by the call date. One second. Scorecards.
I guess the entire last week has not been uploaded, so I'll make sure that it's done today, and then I'll
Mhm.
continue doing it from today itself. And once Primo is intact, I mean, I guess that all recordings thing
Exactly.
not very hard.
That work you don't have to do it. Exactly. That is correct.
Perfect. No problem.
And
You don't worry. I'll be taking care of that from now on. I'll personally
thank
look
you.
into it. Things are good.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so I'm just looking at these recordings now. I see it's done for 23rd and 22nd. So I'm assuming, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, it's done for that week
Yeah,
only,
that week, and
and then
after
it
that,
wasn't
it's
done.
you are
Yeah.
correct.
And so, obviously, down the line, when we have any such issues and retailer asks us for the recording and we can't say we don't have it, it's
Hmm.
as part of the contract that we should provide the recording for any conversation.
Hmm.
And so that has pushed me so hard to get everything change at the earliest possible. And that is one of the reasons why I was working so hard, like literally on the weekends as well, as you have noticed,
Yeah.
because everything is
Um,
priority, everything is urgent. I'm not able to categorize which one is first, which one is second, because everything has its urgency,
mhm,
everything
mhm,
has its reasons. So this is almost towards the end, and we need to for various reasons. One, in order to get the new retailers on board, because we need to prove that yes, we have anything and everything in place.
mm,
And two, obviously, instead of we asking you and you uploading, there could be missing recordings. We can't go
mm,
back and track every single day, every single call. I don't know. You
mhm,
see what I mean?
mhm,
And so, and we will only come to know when there is an issue, and we don't want any issue in the first place. However, if there is
mhm.
an issue, it becomes very hard to track. Luckily,
True.
you're using Primo. Each recording that you're saving has a telephone number. It's easy to track. Not everyone
Right.
is using Primo. And so, depending on the dialer, it only gives the date and time. Now,
Mm.
how would I figure out
It's very
which
hard.
call belongs to the given customer? So literally every possible reasons on this in under the sky has a reason for me to push the management as well to get the Primo back or something similar to Primo. But
Right.
because everyone is so used to Primo, my first
Yeah.
preference is Primo basically.
True. Same here. It's easy to
And
handle.
exactly. And agents are used to it as well. You
Yeah.
see, like
Right.
obviously, as
Right.
long as
Right.
we keep them in the comfort zone, they will be very happy doing what they're doing. That's how I look at
Correct.
things. And otherwise, also in regards to the data, so coming back to that topic again, so the retailers obviously they cannot allow us to dial anything and everything. It needs to be washed against DNCRs.
Mm.
It should be washed against certain internal and external DNCRs. It should be washed against all sales, and and also the DNCR as in the ACMA one. I'm not sure if you're aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm aware of that. Yeah. Mm.
so we do literally anything and everything. That's what I have been doing. And my observation was it was never done in the past. And that
Mm.
has put us into a few troubles as well.
Mhm.
So not that we wanted to go into the past, but I'm just saying. And the other thing that I have noticed, the same data or has been given to literally every center. Or maybe,
Mm.
this week I've given you one data. Next week I'm shuffling this data to another center. That
Mm.
by doing that, obviously you still have the old data. It's not that I'm pulling off the data from you. It's a different case. You still have the data that I've given you last week, and now I'm giving you that data to someone else. It is only
Mm.
duplicating the sales and
Mm. Mm.
irritating the customers. And you sending me the same sale, other center sending me the same
Right.
sale, and it is a duplicate sale. You see?
Correct.
So a
Yes.
lot of things have come into light in the last 10 days, which
Mm.
has turned my life into misery. However, good side is I have literally understood, I analyzed the issue and I worked on it. Again,
That's
not everything can happen overnight, but I've done everything that has come to my notice, obviously. So hoping for the good, best time, bright time, I should say, in the coming weeks. Okay.
one thing I would just like to add here, just before you continue, is that in
Yep.
regards to the data, I don't know, but beforehand when Mark used to send us data, the quality of data was really good. I don't know where he fetched it from, but
Mm-hmm.
it had the date of birth, and everything was accurate there. The response of people was good. I'm not telling that the datas which have come in all are not good because we haven't dialed all, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just that when we do a sample test, like we call for two hours, 3 hours, on those datas, I mean the response is much better. I mean, could you find out a way in fetching some better datas? Might be, I mean, might be some vendors, because see, now that we have to depend on your datas, we have
Mm-hmm.
certain sites which I was actually checking out some sites because I was worried that the data needs to be good. Then might be we can send that to you or something. I was seeing a
Mm-hmm.
site there which was providing Australian mobile number databases, some for around 200 dollars or something, US dollars. They were providing around
Mm-hmm.
85,000 datas or something like that.
Okay,
So
so
there's
I
this
want
site.
to
I'm
ask,
just
I
worried
want
about
to
the
ask you. No, no, I
yeah.
completely understand, and that's what I said. I'm like, although you mentioned that most of the customers are Indian customers, which I looked into it, not most of them, to tell you the truth. However, when I say that as well, majority of the numbers, I think probably even 100%, I can't say 100%, but definitely 90% of the numbers are mobile numbers.
True.
So I thought, that would be best contact rate. Again, we don't know until we dial, obviously, as you
No,
understand.
of course, mobile numbers have better contact rates. Contact rates were good in this case. I mean, the last data which you had sent, about
Hmm.
the data previous to that which you had sent, it had, like the responses of the customers were not that good. That is what I mean. Might be they have
Hmm.
received too many calls, or
Hmm.
might be they are like frustrated hearing the same thing over and over again. I'm just doing a comparison between the data which we used to receive from Mark every
Absolutely.
Friday. I mean,
So
somehow
when was the
it
last
used to,
time?
the last time the data received, the day when you called and said that from today onwards you'll be sending the email to this and this ID, the week prior to that. So that was, I believe, about 3 4 weeks back. I mean, I have to just check. I guess it was on the 16th or something. I have to just check it once, and I can send that to
Can
you.
you please?
That
Yeah. And
yes,
also
I
send me that
I used to see.
set, obviously. I mean, see, at the end of the day, they were working for Seek the Deal. And there's a lot of things that I still need to dig into. Where is the data? What was the latest data that is used? There are no hints available on the folders. Okay. So
Okay.
that was the reason why I asked you the other day, you remember, to send me one list,
I
which you
I
said good.
had actually, yeah. So what
Yeah.
I'll do is,
So
do I send you all the datas which I have received from them, or the last one?
not all data. When you said the last data that was actually good, I
Yeah.
would say that one and the previous one, which allows me to dig out. Okay, this is the set that was in use. You
Yeah,
understand what I mean?
because that set had maximum mobile numbers. That set had all the email addresses and the date of birth, and those date of births were accurate.
To
I
tell
don't know
you the
how
truth,
would.
I have the database date of births as well on my file,
Oh,
but
beautiful.
unfortunately, I am not allowed to give them. I'm
I
not
got.
allowed to. That's why I said the other day I told you no. uh, you know, like I said, I mean, that probably has helped you, no doubt
Yeah,
about that, but it is not ethical to give
okay,
you the date of birth. I'm sorry about that, but I can
no
check
problem.
again with Gaurav about this, Gaurav and Manav, obviously. However, as long as you can promise me that you're not going to use the date of birth as during the call before customer gives you, I can probably take a chance. Okay.
We don't use the we don't upfront tell him the date of birth. We just say like
Hmm.
this: can I please confirm your date of birth to ensure that you're over the age of 18? So
Yeah.
once we have the date of birth, we are more, actually that gives us a confidence to us. We
Hmm.
don't use it as something that we know it. We use it as something, in our mind, that yes, we have it. So because most of the customers, when the call gets cut off, it gets
Hmm.
cut off in the date of birth or in the case of ID proof. These are the two
Hmm.
main cutoff points. Otherwise
The
we are
reason,
through.
okay,
And yeah, yeah.
the reason why you face the disconnection just at that point is something you need to understand. The agent haven't gained the trust factors.
True.
Okay.
That's something very important. And also might be, in the part wherein we say many calls, I mean, many sure sale calls, ID proofs given, gets disconnected when we ask, so today you understand you are changing your retailer from Red
Mm-hmm.
Energy to First Energy. Is that a clear
Mm-hmm.
yes or no? There they say that, see, I said that I'm okay in receiving the offer. Once I
Mm-hmm.
receive the offer, you've said that I have a cooling off period, and then I'll decide. I'll not say a
Mm-hmm.
yes now. We have
Mm-hmm.
to disconnect the call.
Right.
So how to handle with these customers are okay in receiving the offer, checking it out, but here we say, right, that you
You,
have a
you
10
don't.
business days cooling off period, and then we are
Right.
saying that today we are changing. So that's a contradictory term, which they are not happy to proceed with.
Mm-hmm.
How to handle
So
this?
actually, you don't even have to handle. The way you said it has raised the question.
Yeah, because
You understand what I
that's
mean?
written in the script. That's in the script, which is given, that we need to ask these two lines prior to starting the EIC. So we do like this. Just before
Ah.
we start the EIC, we have said that we would need to say like this. So so what I'll do now is I'll read out the terms and conditions to sign you up over the phone, and then send you the welcome pack. So please confirm you are the primary account holder and your name appears in the bill. Is that a yes or a no? Then he says a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Please confirm today we are changing your retailer from this energy to First Energy. Is that a yes or a no? You have just said that I have a 10 business days of cooling off period. So let me receive the offer. Let me check it out. I'm not going to say a yes now.
Is that
And
in
the
the
call gets
closing
cut off.
script or EIC?
It's prior to the EIC. Just before we start the EIC, according to the script which I had sent you, if you have
Yeah, I'm looking at
got it
that
with
now.
you, the closing script. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Just see the
Yeah, yeah,
closing
I'm looking
script
at it.
once wherein it's
Yes.
set offers, and the
Mm.
last part of it, read after EIC is complete. This is one part, and just prior to that, do you see, now I'll read you out the rates and charges with the government, which the government has regulated as default
Mm-hmm.
market offer.
Yeah, yeah, I see.
Just
Please confirm
after
you
that,
understand today we are
yeah.
changing you. Okay. That is wrong. Do you know that?
Okay. No, I don't know that.
Okay. Can you tell me
Unfortunately.
why it is wrong? Just out of you, because I'm not talking to the agents, I'm talking to
Um,
you.
because I feel that the customer has this right to cancel in the 10 business days of cooling off
That's
period. So
right.
today we are not changing his retailer.
Ex
So
so
that's a
first
false
one,
statement.
exactly. So first one is still okay. First response you gave is still okay. But the main reason why it is wrong is we are not changing today. We are signing up today, but the
Mhm.
change will only happen after the next scheduled meter read. You remember? Every time I used
Yes.
to respond to you what to be said in general QA, I have made it a
Right.
point.
Right. Right.
Customer has agreed over the phone, agreed to sign up over the phone, but the switch will only occur, the transfer will only occur after the next scheduled meter read. They're still looking forward to receive at least one more bill, at least one more bill. When I say at least, there is a reason. It's not all the time customers' meters are accessible. They may be in the country area, the gates are locked, or meters are locked, or maybe there's pets. So, for whatever reason, if the meters are not read or cannot be read in the next 3 months, the new retailer have to wait until the next actual meter read. So it could
Okay.
be one bill, it could be two bills, it could be three bills as well before the switch occurs, depending on when they can read the meter. I mean, that is the reality. I'm just explaining you, obviously. You won't explain this to the agents,
Mhm.
but I'm explaining you for your understanding.
Mhm.
So, obviously, yes, we are not changing the retailer straight away today over the phone. It clearly says, please confirm you understand. Today, we are changing your energy retailer. It is actually misleading as well to the customer. No wonder why our cancellations are going up as well. Because
Mhm.
obviously, customer is in a hurry. Oh, I'm changing the retailer. Let me call them and cancel. Because
Correct.
not fully
You are
understood.
right.
One.
Correct.
And two, don't have time to wait until they receive the welcome pack, look into the details. They're like, you know what? Let me receive the welcome pack. For now, let me cancel it. That's how they.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
You are
have
right.
done that once actually. I received the welcome pack, but I didn't had any time. I know what I had on my plate. The only thing
Mm.
that I could do is cancel because I have
Mm.
already received the welcome pack. I can always go into the details later whenever I
Mm.
have time. And if I love
Mm.
it, then I'll call the retailer and sign up again.
Right.
But for now, I have cancelled. So it's a loss for
Mm.
whoever has signed me up. You see what I mean?
Correct.
So
Correct. Yes, that's a very valid point.
yeah, and the other thing, because customer, when we say changing today, obviously they're like, oh my God, I'm going to receive the bill now. So I'm giving you all valid reasons why customer
Mm.
wanted to cancel. So customer, probably financial situation, their commitments, whatever. Oh, I'm changing today. So I'm going to get bill from this company. I'm going to get the bill from that company anytime soon. No, you know what? Let me cancel it for now. I can't be bothered to pay another bill now.
So, what should be the correct words here? Because we need to at least take his consent, right?
Absolutely.
With that, yeah.
So,
So, what should be the word?
and just before we get there, and the main concern here, okay, you are explaining me, I am hearing you, but I didn't see anything in writing to
Hmm.
confirm.
Hmm.
But you're
Hmm.
saying I'm changing today.
Hmm. Hmm.
And there you go. You're getting the rejections there.
Correct.
Yeah, that's exactly
Perfectly
what we are
correct.
saying.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
This is
what you
what
should be
happens.
saying. hmm So, to tell you the truth, I didn't get a chance to modify the script. Hopefully, I'll get a chance today. But what you can do is you can write it down there. Please
Yeah.
confirm you understand today. Okay, so let's go from the stop itself if there is anything that
Yeah.
I can change. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
cover each of the aspects on the script to make everyone's job
Hmm.
easy. So thanks for being on hold. My name is Shuri, as I'm the senior analyst here. You are speaking with my agent. I believe she explained everything about the pay on time discount that you could be getting, right? Okay. Let me tell you, based on the assessment I've done for your meter, I can see that there is a company called First Energy, 100% Australian owned. Australian based energy retailer, so they'll be able to provide you with some best deals for you. This is happening because, okay, this has to be changed. I don't know if you have changed anything. You remember I sent you email as well. Do not
Right.
talk about government.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
is a government
That is
initiation,
the case.
no doubt about that, but it is not government implementation. Okay, it's a
Right.
regulator's implementation. So, how you wanted to change? So I'm sure you're probably aware with the recent
Yes, yes.
regulatory
This is
changes.
what we say that are you aware of the recent changes in rates and tariffs which has been done by the energy regulator? This is what we say. So I
Hmm.
believe that is fine, right? Energy
Hmm.
regulator.
Exactly.
We don't use the word government at all. So we avoid that.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you. And I'm just because I'm reading as I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at the script.
Please.
So,
Please. We don't follow the script blindly. We use our own words. We just take things from here so that things are compliant.
mhm. Sorry, one moment. Okay, thank you. Right. So that is okay. If you pay your bills on time, so you're definitely not using reduced tariffs and all.
Correct. Correct.
The reason why I'm saying is the complaint is completely in reference to this.
Oh.
I'll read out the complaint to you now. Okay. Customer name is John Shanahan. I need the recording for this.
Okay.
Anyway, so this call was made before you started using your Primo, I believe. One moment. I think so. The email I received is on 22nd, so you only started using your own Primo and VoIP after 22nd or from 22nd. So I'm pretty sure we
23rd.
should find this in our records. However, I'll read out the email. Hi team, we received a complaint below from the customer. I can see this is your caller ID, CLI, which is yours. That's how I know
Mhm,
it is your center. Can you please
mhm.
provide the call recording for sales agent where he called the prospective customer with the contact number around at this time? Uh, Agent spoke to John Shanahan on this telephone number, received a call from this telephone number at this time, and was told that Energy Australia will not be able to offer him 30% pay on time discount anymore. And the best deal he could have is with First Energy. He advised that he was not working for First Energy, but does work for the government and had been told to call and advise John of this offer. John was told that he would need to give his driver's license number, which he refused, but did give his Medicaid card number. He called this number and it went straight to Message Bank. John called Energy Australia and was told that they have been receiving a lots of calls concerning First Energy.
Mhm.
I'm not calling from First Energy, I'm calling from government. That itself is
This word we mostly don't use, but I'll definitely check the recording now only and check that whether this is used. But in regards to the other things which you said, I mean, we do say that they would no longer be receiving the discounts
that
from
is
his
wrong.
previous retailer,
How?
because if you now these discounts are no more in place, right? 30%, 35%. Are they still in place? I mean, this is what we use as a catch for customers that you are receiving this, but from now on, from the 1st of July, as the rates and tariffs have changed, there are no longer these huge discounts. There are discounts, and there has been changes in the rates and tariffs. This is what we try and explain. If we are wrong, we won't use it. This I admit that we use.
Hmm. Okay.
So we can't use that, right?
We cannot because you will give me the right answer. I won't even give you the answer. Okay. Now, so I know you're India. Otherwise, you could have straight away answered me, but that's okay. So, First Energy customers who you have signed up before 1st of July, you offered 35% discount in Victoria, right?
Right, right.
Are they so for whatever customers you have signed up on that offer, that customers stopped receiving 35% discount?
No, they won't be receiving. They will be. receiving 35% discount because they have been signed up on that offer.
Thank you.
True.
Now you tell me. So you had the answer. Now you tell me how this is right.
True.
Yeah, it depends on
Apologies.
when
I
they
can
have.
understand this. I
That's
can
okay.
understand.
Like I said,
But like, can we say that, for from now on, if somebody is taking a new connection onto Alinta, he would not be receiving. I mean, something is there. There a catch wherein we could say something negative about his previous retailer. I'm just trying to find out a loophole there. I mean, might be something which we can say, like they say that I'm receiving 30%, I'm receiving 20, 25%, and we have only 5% and 7% and 15%. I mean, what is the way out? What is the catch so that we can grab the attention of the customer and say that First Energy is better than what
hmm
he is actually getting? What's the
right.
way out in this?
Okay. So, again, you will answer my question.
Okay.
The rates when you sold 35% discount,
Uh-huh.
are they the same now or lower or higher?
Uh, so the rates have surely changed because from the 1st of July, the rates have been changed by the regulator. So even if it's 35%, might be, it's a higher rate that is being offered to them. In that case, the discount won't
hmm
matter if it's even a 35% discount and the rates are higher. That's
hmm
actually something which they're paying higher for, and might be a 15% discount with lower rates can be better off.
There
So
you go. See, this is how I train my people. I don't give answers. I don't like to give you the fish. I would love to help you to catch the fish.
great, great,
This is
great.
me. Okay. Because
Okay.
I want you to understand the pros and cons. That's all. When you understand, you will be able to give the exact same responses to your agents as well. Nothing,
Correct.
nothing else, literally. Because
Got you.
at the end of the day, I want you to understand the logic. Like anyone, even onshore as well, this is how I am. Always people initially they think, oh my God, I went to Shri to ask for a solution and she asked me so many questions. Actually, not. I mean, everyone now know me, but people who don't know me, that's
Mhm.
what they think initially. And once they understand at the end of the conversation, they feel like, now I know the insight of it.
Actually, this is the correct way of training. I mean, this is how, we also understand where we are wrong, where we are right, and
Exactly. I
find
could give you
actually
the
the
answer.
solution is there. The
hmm
solution is there. Might be we are trying to manipulate it here and there just to bag a sale, but we can do it in the right way, yet be compliant and get the sale. So this is the
That's
perfect
correct.
way.
Thank you.
So
Because I mean,
yeah.
because at the end of the day, if you understand what it is, the core aspect of it, you
Mhm.
don't need anyone. You will always have the solutions for yourself.
Right.
That's what I believe in. That's all, nothing else. So
Mhm.
otherwise, of course, if you don't have the answer, I have the answers ready for you. It's just that I'm trying to get your understanding. And if you already have the answers, there you go. It's all in
Right.
place.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, so relax. I am always available, and I don't even have to say that. You know it. I have
Yeah.
done that all the
True.
time. I was always available. It's just that obviously, we just need to sometimes take one step behind to understand,
That's okay.
okay, this is where we are. That's all. And
Exactly.
I know it is going to take little time, little longer time than expected. If I would have given you the answer straight away, probably we would have covered 10 questions. But that is
Mhm.
not what I'm looking up to, because if you don't
Mhm.
understand, I probably have given you the answer, but you probably think, why can't we do this? But you couldn't
Mhm.
ask me that question. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
So that
Mhm.
question always remains like a question in your head. But
Right.
if I allowed you to throw it out, then you know the reality of it. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
So,
Correct.
so where were we? Sorry, I
Uh,
forgot.
yeah, we were in this part wherein you were telling me that we cannot use the word government. So we said that yes, we don't
Yes.
use that, and then you were just
hmm
going through the script. So now that we are taking
Discounts.
the initial details from the customer, his name, whether he is the primary account
No, no, no,
holder,
no,
date of
no.
birth, this, that, these
Okay,
things are
so
fine with us. We don't have a problem with these because we make a note, and everybody has a sheet in front of them. They have a notepad. They mark all the things, that whether they have taken all the details prior to starting the EIC. It's only this
mhm,
point and how to handle this is today you understand that we are changing your retailer. We
right.
there has been fails previously, that even for today, that the customer says yes, and it sounded as nah yes. So
Mm-hmm.
that way it was a fail. Today's call, the customer's name is David Hall. I have just asked you about it. I was
Mm-hmm.
just hearing it. It was like yes, but it actually sounded like nah
Like,
yes. Now
nah,
we
yes, there you go.
so
That's
like
right.
what should be this question, because we have to ask it, and we
Okay.
cannot ask it like this, which is mentioned in the script as of now. So
Okay.
what
So
would be the
when
right
you
way?
get to that point, obviously, I'll answer this, but please write it down before I forget. We
Yeah.
were at the point of, how could we handle the customers with the higher discounts? Okay,
Okay.
write that down. We'll cover that aspect. But to
Okay.
answer this
Sure.
question that you just raised, so when customers said, "Nah, yes," I mean it wasn't. We didn't. I mean, probably agent couldn't hear because of so much background noise as well. All that agent could hear was yes. So customer said yes, and then they proceeded further. Okay. However,
Hmm.
if at all they have heard, sorry, did you had any question? No, no, I'm all right. Excellent. So is that a clear yes or no? That should have clarified the issue there, and you didn't have to redo the EIC again.
No, that's fine. I have understood that where this issue happened. I'm asking that what should be the line? I mean, we cannot ask or tell the customer today, please confirm you understand today we are changing your retailer from this to First Energy. What should we use instead?
Oh, we are getting there. We are getting there. We
Okay.
haven't gone
Okay.
till that point yet. Sorry.
Okay, fine.
No, no,
No
I
problem.
was
So
referring to that.
so
Nah,
we are
yes.
back at the position wherein we were discussing about the higher higher percentage of discounts by other retailers, which we say that
Yes.
they would no longer be offering. So we rather would play on the rates, and
Mhm.
not say that they'll no longer be offered the discounts which they were being offered. So
Okay,
that part is
I'll
clear with me.
explain you. I'll
Yeah.
explain you how you could say and how you can play with the words. Okay. Again, there
Okay.
is, I mean, if I leave it up to you, then there could be issues or
Mistakes.
everything
Yeah.
could go right as well. So I will say in this regards. So
Yeah.
if you, I mean, you as a customer has said, oh, I'm getting 30% discount. Okay. Oh,
Hmm.
that's good to know, Suchandan. You're getting 30% discount, but I'm sure you probably have heard with the new regulatory changes, companies have dropped the discounts, also their rates. So what's the point if in case you're paying higher rates to get the higher discount? Have you got the bill there? I'll be happy to do the comparison for you.
Hmm.
You understand
Got
what I
your
mean?
point. Yes.
That's one thing. And if customers say, no, I don't have the bill, that's okay. Which company are you with at the moment? So with First Energy, after these changes, they've dropped their rates drastically. So in case also, so with your current retailer, if you pay the bill on time, you get 30% discount. Correct, Suchandan?
Yeah.
Right. So in case if you miss out the 30% discount, correct?
Yes.
And so, in other words, you're paying the higher rates. So, with First Energy, with this offer, now that they have dropped the discounts, also their rates drastically, as explained to you. If you pay the
Mhm.
bill on time, you're looking at additional discount. If you can't as well, you would definitely pay much lower than what you're currently paying. And you're not just
Mhm.
taking my word alone over the phone. Of course, everything that I have explained to you over the phone will be confirmed to you in writing. And you will have 10 business days cooling off period for you to review, to compare with your bill as well, to make sure, yes, it is correct. You don't have to do anything. First Energy will take care of the switch process for you. Okay.
Okay.
However, if you want me to go through the rates with you, I have the rates right in front of me. I can read it all out to you now.
Yeah, but it's a mandate to read the rates, right? I mean, we cannot ask the customer if he wants
If
me
customer
to
doesn't want to
read the
hear,
rates.
you don't have to, right?
Oh, okay. I
You
thought it's a
understand? If
mandate.
No, no. I mean, it is mandatory to offer the rates. It doesn't mean that you have to read the rates. So,
Okay.
Suchindan, do you want me to read out the rates to you? Would you like to, write down or compare with your bill? Have you got the bill there? No, no. Okay, that's fine. I have
Okay. So in
offered to
that
read out
case,
the rates.
we don't have to read the offer summary as well.
Oh, no, no. We have to read the offer summary as part of the EIC, as you know.
Uh-huh.
But
So how do we say that? I mean, we are not reading the rates now, the rates, and then we are
okay,
suddenly reading the
one
offer summary. I
second.
mean,
So I'm pulling up the offer summary for you. One moment. First Energy documents.
say I tell a customer, I ask a customer, do you want to hear the rates now? And he says, no, you can rather send me that in a welcome pack.
Or
And
are
then
you
after that,
referring
we have
to the call or the EIC?
no, the call first, wherein
During the
what we
call, yeah?
do is, yeah, what we do is
Okay.
prior to, I mean, once we have taken all the details till the ID proof, we then
Mm-hmm.
say that after doing a bidding, after doing an assessment, we have seen that First Energy is giving the best possible rates and discounts. So
Mm-hmm.
here I'm telling you the rates of First Energy. The daily supply charge is this, the anytime usage is this. After that, what we do is we pull up the Excel sheet, the offer summary calculator. We put the
Mm-hmm.
postcode here, select the distributor, the tariff, the meter type, and then we say that over and above these rates, you get a 15% or 7% pay on time discount over
Mm-hmm.
usage or this charges, whichever state it applies to. And then we
Mm-hmm.
read the offer summary, which is given below the Excel sheet. This we do irrespective. I mean, we don't ask the customer whether he wants to hear the rates. This we do mandatorily because we have been
Mm.
told this that we have to read it irrespective of the fact the customer wants or not.
See, that's exactly why I wanted to come do the session, obviously. So, yes, it is mandatory to read out as part of the EIC, but it is not mandatory as part of the conversation. So when
Okay.
I say not mandatory, it doesn't mean that you can escape it as well. So
No, that's okay.
there is a nice way of putting it across for customer to understand. You see? So you ask the customer, have you got the bill there? I'll be happy to read out the rate so you know what exactly I'm talking about. Oh no, Suchandan, sorry, Sheree, I don't have the bill with me. That's all right. If you want to write down, I can read out to you. Otherwise, also, you're not just taking my word alone over the phone. This will be confirmed to you in the welcome pack anyways. I
Okay.
have offered the rates. Okay. It's just that customer didn't have the bill
the
or
time
customer doesn't want to
the
write it
time
down.
might be also a factor because at times when
Exactly.
we read the rates and this that and they say that I don't have time. So again,
Exactly.
so this thing we have to just
So
read
that's one
the
thing.
just the offer summary, right? I mean, when we are
Mm,
reading the
I'm getting
EIC.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm getting there. So I'm talking about pre-EIC now. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
confuse with EIC and
yeah.
conversation. So we are talking
Okay,
about
okay.
conversation aspects. Okay.
Right, right.
So for example, I give me one postcode,
Just a second, let me go to the floor real
any
fast.
postcode, whatever you think.
Postcode there, the postcode. Any postcode to me. 3165.
3165. Now you have the calculator with you as well.
The calculator,
The
yes.
summary calculator. Yep.
Let me
Open that
just
up.
open the calculator once.
Sure.
3165. Lower code. Second. Just a second.
Sure.
I've just come to the floor with the,
No, no,
okay.
no
So,
problem at all.
yeah. So yeah, I
Okay.
have I have put it and it shows up as Victoria and United Energy
That's
NMI
right.
and
Now
then
choose
residential
residential and just
and
single rate
then
or single rate with
single rate.
control
Yeah,
load.
single
Single rate.
rate and it says
Okay.
15% pay on time and
Yep.
then the rates come. Yeah,
Now, so here, obviously, you as a customer refuse to listen to the rates, or
yeah,
driving and talking to me don't want to write down. So it's all good.
correct.
So how I explain that's okay. So basically, with the regulatory changes, which and then as explained to you, every company. So there's something called VDO, Victorian Default Offer. So
Mhm,
as of 1st of July, basically. It is, the retailers should not be charging more than the Victorian default offer.
mhm.
Okay, annually. So with First Energy, you not only looking at lower rates because of these regulatory changes, what you're looking at is $53 less than the Victorian default offer annually. You see that?
Okay, so
We can offer
that
you
is part of
first
the
saver
offer summary.
product for your electricity. Exactly. After pay on time discounts are applied, Suchandan, it is a $53 saving from the Victorian default offer that is also available from First Energy.
Mhm,
So you're
mhm.
not just looking at paying the Victorian default offer. If your bills are always paid on time, you're looking at $53 saving from the Victorian default offer for this customer we're talking about.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
got you.
So let's
And
say if
and
I go with
and
some other
and
postcode.
here
Yep, sorry.
here here we don't have to mention this 15% discount
Of course, but that's as
if
part
the
of the offer.
as part of the offer. So here in the offer, 15% is not mentioned here. We can just say it that it it has a 15% pay on time discount. I mean, where exactly do we say that? Because it's not part of the offer summary,
Okay.
15%.
So, firstly, obviously, when you start explaining to the customer, you first explain about the recent changes in terms of
Mm-hmm.
video or DMO, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
in response to the Victorian default offer, as of 1st of July, every company has changed their offers and the rates because they should be charging less than the Victorian default offer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with First Energy, dear customer, you not only looking at lower rates, but also what they are offering now is a 15% pay on time discount off your electricity usage charges. There is no lock-in contract. There is no exit phase. And it's 100% Australian owned and based in Victoria. Have you heard of First Energy? This is how I explained to the
Yeah.
customer. I started explaining about the offer. I started talking about the recent changes, the regulatory changes. I made it a point that companies have dropped their rates. Now, if customers say, no, I'm getting this discounts, 40%, 50%, whatever, well, I'm sure you understand earlier, before 1st of July, every company used to offer 40, 45% as well. However, with the recent changes,
Mm-hmm.
companies had to drop their rates down because the company shouldn't be charging more than the Victorian default offer. So the rates have dropped down and the discounts have dropped as well. So in your case, because you have signed up before the 1st of July, you're still paying the higher rates to get a higher discount. So dear customer, if you miss out to pay the bill on time, you miss the discounts, correct? So in other words, you're paying much higher rates and higher bills. So under the new offer, you're looking at lower rates. In case also if you miss out, you will still be paying much less than what you're currently paying. Have you got the bill there? I'll be happy to calculate for you.
Okay.
So
And for
you
that, we
calculate
can
based
read the
on what
offer.
customer is paying at the moment. So if customer is paying 35 cents per kilowatt hour, getting
Mm-hmm.
40% discount, no doubt. Okay. 35
Mm-hmm.
cents per kilowatt hour for whatever customer has used and didn't pay the bill on time. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
35 cents times 1000 kilowatts will make $350, right?
Right.
With First
Right.
Energy, for the same 1000 kilowatts, paying 25.67, for example,
Mm-hmm.
didn't pay the bill on time, still it will be $256. So which one is better? First Energy.
Right. So we have to stress upon the yeah, we have to stress upon the pay on time factor. If the percentage of discounts which other retailers are providing is more than what percentage has. Okay.
Exactly. See, the whole purpose of these Victorian default offer, I mean, depending on which area the customer belongs to, okay? If it's a
Right.
default,
Right.
I mean, you're talking to other customer, obviously you will talk about DMO. So the wordings are this, the ultimate logic behind the scenes is the same. It's just a different name, VDO and DMO. Okay. And
Right.
so you mentioned, so because the whole purpose of these regulatory changes, Suchindan, it has been found that not many customers actually pay the bills on time. They end up, I mean, although companies are offering really good, attractive discounts, because
Mm-hmm.
not many customers, not all the time they pay the bill on time, they're actually ending up paying more than what they're supposed to. And that is exactly why these regulatory changes have kicked in. So companies had to drop the rates as well as their discounts as well, which allows you to pay less whether or not you pay the bill on time. If you pay the bill on time, you still get the discount. You still pay less. Even in case you miss out, you're definitely looking at paying less than what you're currently paying.
Okay. And this is true for New South Wales, Queensland as well. I mean, it's the
Exactly.
same. It's just that
There you
there's
talk
it's
about
standing
DMO.
offer. Yeah,
Exactly.
there's a standing offer. So I have one
You
more
don't talk
postcode
about
like two.
standing offer. No, 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 no. You don't talk about standing offer. You will only refer to the first saver.
Okay.
This is another
No,
thing
no,
I want to stress on.
that's fine. I mean, just in place, this Victorian default offer was said.
Hmm.
Not the offer was quoted. It was just that the reference was given to the Victorian default offer if the customer
That's
is from
correct.
Victoria.
And in New
Now,
South Wales
if
and
the customer
Queensland,
is from New South Wales, say the postcode is 2444,
two triple
and
four.
yeah,
Inquiry.
and it's essential energy, and it's
Mhm.
residential, and it's single rate.
Okay.
It says okay, so it says in the first saver, I see
Hmm.
here 7% pay on time. So
Hmm.
here, like in case of Victoria, you just referred about the Victorian default offer just to
Hmm.
drag the attention of the customer towards the
Yeah.
lower rates than
Hmm.
the pay on time discounts of other retailers being higher. Can we
Hmm.
also quote or say about the standing offer here?
Like I said, not standing offer. Here you say default market offer.
Okay.
In New South
Default market
Wales,
offer. We
that's
we cannot use the word standing offer, which is there in the
no,
Excel. I mean, in the offer summary, if you just pull the drop down under
I
products, you have
know.
one standing
Yeah.
offer.
You
So we
cannot
cannot
sell.
use the
You're
word
only
standing offer.
selling. No, because you're not selling standing offer. You're selling first saver.
No, no, that's fine. What I'm saying is, in case of Victoria, we said Victorian default offer. We have used the term Victoria default offer. In case of New South Wales, what
You
do we
use
use?
DMO,
We
default
use
market
DMO,
offer.
default market. Got your point.
Correct.
Okay. Got your point. Okay.
Okay.
So now I have this
Assume.
offer summary. So if somebody does not wish to listen to the rates, it's not mandatory to tell the rates
Hmm.
there over the call. But again, when we are reading the EIC, there we have to give the offer, and then there's a position wherein we ask, do you want to hear the rates now? Then if the client says a yes, then is the place where we might, or we
Exactly.
should say that. Okay, got this point.
Exactly. Okay. So if customer doesn't want to or doesn't have the bill, that's okay as long as you have offered. It is mandatory.
Okay,
Okay.
got your point.
Reading out is not mandatory, but offering is mandatory. Okay. Now, in regards to the DMO, obviously, New South Wales or Queensland. So here for this postcode that you just gave me 2444. So you say so as part of the default market offer. Every company should be charging as per the DMO reference price or less than the difference price. So with First Energy, they are the first saver product is equal to reference price and with an addition of 7% if you pay your bills on time. So, in other words, you will be paying 7% less than the default market offer if your bills are always paid on time. If not, at least you're paying as per the default market offer, definitely not the higher rates as how retailers used to charge in the past. You're not
Okay.
referring to any company name in specific, but all you're saying is in general, which is the reality. The rates were higher in the past.
Right.
Okay,
Got your
so
point. So we have to play on
to
the rates.
my
Yeah.
exactly. So it's all about how we play around, and this is exactly why I'm talking to you today.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so earlier we used to
This,
stress on, do you pay your bills on time? Do you pay your bills on time?
uh,
Now we want to stress other way around. Are your bills always paid on time? Not all the time. Now customer will open up. So if I
mm,
as an outsider ask you as well, or if you ask me as well, do you pay your bills on time, Sheree? I would say yes. Although I
mm-hmm,
know personally, not all the time I pay on time. Okay.
mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm,
if you ask me a question, do you always pay your bills on time, Sheree, or not all the time? Well, not all the time.
mm.
You got the stone.
That's the
The
correct way
ball
of
is in your
asking.
court
Yeah.
now.
Right.
Exactly. No, if customers actually always pay on time, even after you giving them the choice, they would say, no, my bills are always paid on time. I'm on direct debit. This is how
Mm,
customer would react.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. But otherwise, you will get the ball literally in your court straight away if customers say not all the time. So there you go. That is the whole purpose of these regulatory changes. You're turning around the conversation now.
Right. Here comes one question before I forget that when
Hmm.
customer says I'm paying through direct debit and they're not sure about how much they're actually paying, there are certain customers like that
I'll
that
explain
it
you that
directly
as well.
gets deducted. Now, when we
Hmm.
are speaking about the estimated billing in the EIC part, there
Hmm.
are choices like small, medium, and large, and there are
Hmm.
amounts mentioned beside that. So how do we, convince the customer before starting the EIC that, he falls under this particular category? Can we just say that you are two members in your house that you said, so you would be under small, right? And then take a yes from him, or is there
See,
any other better way?
I understand customer is paying through direct debit, but they would know how much their bills are approximately. May not be accurately, but approximately. One, and because the money is going out of their pocket, you see.
Mm, yeah.
I mean, although they're not paying physically, it is going out of their account, which is their money at the end of the day. And two, even if the bills are paid through direct debit, companies still have to send the bills, the invoices or transaction every 3 months. So customer very well know how much they have paid. May not be accurate amount, but they very well know, oh, I pay like $50 every fortnight, might. Okay, which means about $350 every 3 months, because it's generally 7 fortnight payments.
Right.
3 months the meter read, and generally companies give 2 to 3 weeks to pay the bill on time. So we're talking about 7 fortnight payments.
Okay. One more thing here before I forget is customers say, I have just changed about 15 days back. Can we continue the call or we don't?
Yes, you can. Which company did you go with?
Say he says that I was with Red and I changed to Click Energy about 7 days back.
Right. Okay. So if you have changed your Click Energy, may I ask you, did you receive any email confirming you with the rates and everything?
Yes, I have.
Excellent. Have you got that? Do you think you can pull that letter out? So I'll be happy to read out the rates. If that is the better option, I'll leave you where you are, because at the end of the day, we want to offer you the better deal. If that is not the case, at least you know how much better off First Energy could be for you.
Understood. So in this case, well, will the previous retailer be Click or the previous retailer would be Simply?
Will
Which
be
one?
Simply Energy, because
Okay.
again, it varies. Again, it depends. Why? If by the time First Energy sends the welcome pack, if
Mm,
the meter reading doesn't happen, then the
mm,
previous bill, I mean, the current billing company will still be Simply Energy. Okay.
right,
But
right.
if the meter reading has already occurred or about to happen today or tomorrow, then
Mm.
the current retailer will be Click Energy.
Understood. But when we are like sending you the details, we would mention Simply or Click. I mean, because that again depends on First Energy when they'll be sending the welcome pack and when they'll be reading the meters that we are not
Exactly. So
aware
don't
of.
confuse. Exactly. All you say to the customer is, because you only just signed up with Click Energy, for example, in this case scenario, we were
Uh-huh.
just
Mhm,
pitching about 7 days
mhm,
ago, right? So customer
mhm,
technically has 10 business days cooling off period. So they're still in
mhm,
the cooling off period. So once
mhm,
you have gone through the rates apple to apple, obviously, you tell the customer, so there you go. So you are actually going to be charged higher rate than for what
mhm,
First Energy is offering you. And so because you're still under the cooling off period, please call Click Energy and say no, you don't want to proceed with them, so they don't proceed any further.
mhm.
And so you will receive, anyway, you are waiting for your final bill from Simply Energy, Suchandan. So you will
Mhm.
receive at least one more bill from Simply Energy. And then after the next scheduled meter rate, First Energy will start sending you the bills. Would you be happy with that?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
So what we do today, of course, unfortunately, this can't start straight away because your meters are only read every 3 months. So we will
Mhm.
get you signed up today with First Energy. However, the changeover, the transfer will only happen after your next scheduled meter read. You understand that?
Yes.
This is what I would say in that line where it
Okay.
says, "Are you changing today? We are changing you today." So what we do is we get you signed up today. However, the switch will only occur after your next scheduled meter rate. You understand that? We don't need a clear
Understood,
yes
sir.
there. It is a pre-EIC,
Uh-huh.
as long
So
as
it can
you
be
have
okay,
mentioned
it
it.
can be a yeah or
Yeah,
whatever. That's fine.
absolutely. As long as
So
customer has
we
consented
need
to
to
it.
say here that we would be sending you the welcome pack and then you have this 10 business days of cooling off period. I'll
Mhm,
I'll be reading out the terms and conditions to sign you up over the phone, and
mhm.
the change would happen only after the first
Your next
the
scheduled meter rate.
your next scheduled meter read,
Meter
and
rate.
then how
And then you
okay, fine. We have
explain why
this
as well to the customer.
Mhm,
And then explain why as well, because when you explain them why, they're educated and they feel like, oh, okay, this is how the process works. And they also gain more confidence on the agent as well. Oh, the agent know what they're talking about. They're not just selling. You see what I mean?
mm,
Customer
mm,
feels valued because not every customer know how things work, because every company operates different way. One, like for example, Click Energy, Origin, they don't wait for the next scheduled meter rate. They end up doing for example, special meter read. They pay at their own cost to the distributor for the switch to
mhm.
occur at the earliest possible. Not every company does that, but some companies does. So
Okay.
that could be another reason why customers are confused as well, and not confused but wary about switching to any retailer without having to look at the paperwork personally, physically, you see. And
Hmm.
that's why it is important for us to give them that comfort zone, that reassurance that unfortunately this can't start straight away today or tomorrow because your meters are only read every 3 months, as you know. Yes. So,
Hmm.
because no company would know how much power you have used so far, First Energy would require to wait until your meters get read next time. Okay. So, what
Okay.
we do today is we get you signed up over the phone and you will receive the welcome pack in writing or by email, depending on your preference. From the day you receive it in writing, you will have 10 business days cooling off period, which will allow you to go through it all, compare with your bill as well to make sure, yes, the cheaper rates, you're happy with what First Energy is offering, you don't have to do anything. They will organize everything for you after your cooling off period.
Hmm.
So you tell me why customer would even think about cancellation.
We would also need to say that if you see anything which is unlikely, you have the right to cancel. Do we have to mention this?
You don't have to.
We don't have to mention this.
You
Okay.
don't have to. That is not mandatory. However, you can, depending on customer is so adamant,
Mentality. Yeah.
obviously it is, yeah, exactly. So then you can talk about it. If customer
Understood.
is listening and happy with whatever you're explaining, then there is no point. I mean, I'm pretty sure you will see
I
everything
understand your
satisfactory
point
when you
here.
receive it in writing. Then I mean, even if customer is little confused, when we use the positive words, they actually feel
Mhm.
positive. It's all about
Right.
positivity.
True, true. So if I've got you right, say just prior to the EIC, we'll say like this. So what I'll do now is read you out the terms and conditions in order to sign you up over the phone, and then send you the welcome pack, and then you have a 10 business days of cooling off period from the time you receive the welcome pack to check and compare with your previous bill and see the savings. And also please understand that the change would happen only after the first actual meter read. Do you understand that? So there the customer would agree. Is this fine? I mean, in,
Yes,
in, in place of the line, please confirm you understand you are changing your retailer. I mean, will this be a point taken that yes, we have taken the consent of the customer? Because we have had a few fails regarding this line. So I'm
I
being a
no, no,
bit
no. It is not about that line by itself. Obviously, it depends on how agent has asked that. So we are changing today. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case. Okay. So I mean, so we will take few of your details and get this organized. Okay. So
Mhm.
customer understood that we are only doing something to send you the welcome pack, but not signing up over the phone or the switch is going to happen after the 10 business days cooling off period. So nothing was clarified. Some
Mhm.
agents are skipping that line altogether.
No, with us, we maximum time mention this line, and that's the reason we have lots of fails in this line. I mean, when the customer at times drops the call here, which I just said that they say that you
Hmm.
have just said I have 10 business days cooling off period, so why
Hmm.
why why should I say a yes here? And we say that
Hmm.
we cannot proceed if you are
So
not
in that
saying
case,
yes. So
what you say to the customer, exactly. So you understand we are signing up today and you have
mm,
10 business days cooling off period. So
mm.
if you're not happy, you don't want to proceed, then you need to call First Energy in that 10 business days cooling off period. You understand that? Yes, I understand that, Mike. Excellent. So now I'll confirm few of your details and run through the terms and conditions with you then. Is that okay?
Okay, so here we just have to tell that the switch would happen only after the actual meter read is possible. That's not the case, right? Because we are sending them a estimated
Welcome
bill.
back. No, 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 we are
No,
only talking
after the
about signing up and welcome
Oh,
pack.
okay, 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 right. After that, it would happen. But again, I mean, we say that the first month, if actual meter read is not possible, First
Hmm.
Energy would send them a estimated bill, which is according to
Right.
his usage. So
Hmm.
then the actual meter read thing is not here coming up, right? I mean, First Energy is sending a estimated bill. So why do we say that the change would happen only when an actual meter read is possible?
Okay, so basically, for the switch to occur, first you still have to wait for the next scheduled meter read, correct?
But
And
why
then
do
customer will
First
start
Energy then?
receiving.
No, that's true, but why does First Energy send a estimated bill then if they would wait for
That
the
is
meter read?
after. That is after, correct? So meters are read every 3 months. Okay.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And obviously, for the when the switch occurs, for example, now I am the customer. You
Mm-hmm.
sign me up today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. My
Mm-hmm.
meters are going to be read August, September, October. October. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, you as a First Energy has only signed me up today, but in order for you to bill me, you need to wait to take me over from my current company to the new company, which is your company. And
Right.
that will only happen after the next schedule meter read. Not because you would know, because that meter reading will not go to First Energy. It will go to my current retailer so they can close my account.
That's okay. So in that case, if I okay, so when I have the actual meter read, the first
Mhm.
month's meter read, the first month's bill, I'll be. I mean, if I am from First Energy, I'll be sending the customer the first month's bill, which would be an estimated bill or the actual bill. Then, in that
Right.
case,
Okay. So I think you're confused here. So,
yeah, I
like I
am.
said, my meter reading is in October. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Although you signed me up today, you're not
Mm-hmm.
sending me the bill this month. You're not sending me the bill September. You're not sending me the bill in October either. When the
Mm-hmm.
meters get read in October, that meter reading will go to my current retailer. Let's say I'm with Alinta Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the meter reading, when the meter reading happens, that will go to Alinta Energy. And
Mm-hmm.
distributor will notify Alinta Energy, this is your final meter reading. This
Mm-hmm.
customer no longer belongs to you. This customer belongs to First Energy. At the same time, First Energy will also be notified. I mean, this is all back in process, of course. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just to
Mm-hmm.
educate you, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So First Energy will receive the notification that this customer meter reading has occurred. She now belongs to you.
Mm-hmm.
So in November, you will send me the bill estimated because you don't know what's my usages. Now I'm your active customer because my final meter reading has happened.
Mm-hmm.
However, that meter reading has only gone to my current retailer, not to you.
Okay.
So you still don't know what's my usage like. So you send me estimated bill in November. You send
Mm.
me estimated bill in December. In January, when the actual meter reading happens, so that will be adjusted based on my payments. At the same
Mm.
time, First Energy has a clear indication what my bills are like, what's my usage like.
Mm. Mm.
Now you understand?
Right, 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 right.
Is that
This part
clear
is
now?
clear. Yes, this is super clear now. So
Ex-
now again, I mean, they have this option of either choosing quarterly or monthly. Of course, we would stress upon monthly, but if they are
Mhm.
adamant and they want to
Don't
stick to
lose the
quarterly,
customer.
we can allow that.
Exactly. Keep it very soft and nice. Well, basically, the reason why First Energy has designed monthly billing is to keep your
The bill
payments. I
flow.
mean, because you'll have a
Yeah,
small amount to pay every month,
right.
so you won't have too much to pay at the end of the 3 months. I'm like, no, I only prefer 3 monthly bill. Might like that's okay. They can do quarterly billing as well. I'll make a note here, and when I ask you this question during the terms and conditions as well, you can simply say no to it.
Correct, correct.
You understand what I
Okay,
mean?
and yes, this is clear now. This part is clear. One thing, I mean, when we get dodged, I mean, two parts, as you said. One is the date of birth, as I said. One is the date of birth. The other is the ID proof. We take
Mm-hmm.
the date of birth like this, that just to confirm that you're over the age of 18, and as per Australian consumer law, please state me your date of birth.
Okay.
And they
So
have lots of questions. Why this,
sorry.
that? And,
So I'll have to place you on hold. My battery is dying. I'll quickly
oh,
place you on mute and get the battery. Okay?
sure, sure, sure. Yeah,
Won't be
please.
long. Won't be long. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, thank you.
I'm back.
Yeah. Okay.
I should have done this in the first place. Sorry.
No problem. I
Okay, so
understand it has been shortcut.
that's okay. So, based on whatever we have explained now, trust me, first of all, you shouldn't have any objections in terms of date of birth and ID now. Because whatever we have just covered in terms of, explaining the customer in reference to DMO, in reference to video, less pricing and all, and more importantly, in terms of how the switch happens, when the switch happens, obviously customer has that peace of mind. You're not saying you are changing today and then you're asking for date of birth. Obviously customer is hesitant. One. And more importantly, even in case customer again still insists, firstly, the way you asking the question itself is raising a concern to me.
Hmm. So that's why
If
I'm
you
asking,
understand what
what's
I mean.
the correct way of asking this?
Absolutely. You know what, how I ask the customers or how we all ask?
Hmm. Yes.
What's your date of birth?
Okay. Simple.
I'm being serious. I mean,
Okay.
not like what's your date of birth. Obviously, so okay. I've got your first name here as Suchandan. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's Suchandan. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Great. And I've got your last name as Roy. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. And what's your preferred mailing address?
So it's this. Okay.
Blah blah blah. And your supply address, as you confirm this correct. So we
Yes.
already spoke about these at the right at the start,
Yeah.
correct?
Mhm.
And so we confirm that. Wonderful. Now, could you please confirm how would you prefer to receive the welcome pack and the bills by email or by post?
Yeah, by email.
Excellent. And I've got your mobile number here. Would you like to have, do you have any other telephone number just in case of emergency?
No, this is my only number.
Perfect. Now, what's your date of birth?
Okay. So it's just between the lines. I mean, just, like once in a flow, the customer is in a flow, just ask that. Okay, got you.
Exactly. I mean, the reason it's not about the flow. It's about how you have asked before, as per the consumer law, as per this, as per that,
Yeah.
what's your date of birth? It's like, hang on, I'm hearing all this for the first time. So basically, customer can see the fear factor by explaining
Mhm.
so much to get the date of birth.
Okay. Now
You
this
understand?
is understood. I have got your point. Super clear. Next thing is about the ID proof.
ID.
Taking this at
Now,
times, yeah.
same thing, just the same casual manner. Okay, you got the date of birth, and now, do you want to add anyone else as well on the account, or just your name? You can always
Uh,
add the
yeah.
wife.
Okay.
I have noticed so far, none of the centers, I don't know if this was ever conveyed to anyone or not. I don't know. But of
It
course,
was
the name won't
never.
be on
It
the
was never
account.
conveyed. Yeah. Hmm.
Right. The name will not be on the account, but there can be secondary contact. When I say secondary contact, so they're also authorized to call First Energy in case of any inquiries for the bill payments, anything in regards to the account, but the name will not appear on the bill. The second
Will
person's name.
the second person be able to give his consent in the EIC?
No. Unfortunately, it has to be the primary account holder,
Mm, mm.
right?
And then again, if he wants his name to be included as well, we can say, as you said the last day, that we can tell him that
All the First Energy.
that can be included. There might be a nominal fees intact to organize that transfer or to add on your
Who
name.
said that?
This is what we can say.
Who said that?
A small fees. You have mentioned in a text that there might be a fees involved. There
No,
might
no,
be
no.
a
That is a move-in connection. I'm talking that about a move-in connection. But now we are talking about secondary contact, right?
no. Yeah, I'm saying, say somebody takes the call and he says that my husband is too old now, so could you please have this bill under my name, or can you please have the bill wherein my name would
Chandan.
also appear?
Yes, yes. So you always mix up two different topics. Don't confuse yourself. Keep that aside.
No,
We'll
just
talk
okay.
about it, okay?
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Don't confuse yourself, okay?
No
So
problem. Yeah.
firstly, let's cover this aspect. So if customers say, for example, I'm talking to you as a customer, then
Mhm.
obviously you may say, oh, well, my wife also handles my bills. Okay, but do you want to add your wife's name as well as a secondary contact so she can call if in case she has got any questions or queries or bill payments? Yeah, that would be great, Mike, because I'm not available all the time. You take the wife's
Okay.
name and date of
Mm-hmm.
birth, obviously.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
If
This is
customer
secondary
wants,
contact.
it is okay. Exactly. The name will not be on the bill, but they're authorized to make inquiries or changes to the account, basically.
Okay.
Okay. So customer would be happy. Okay. In case I'm sure old customers, they always wanted someone else to be added on the account. When I say on the account, not on the bill, but on the account to make inquiries
Mm-hmm.
on their behalf. So
Right.
it could be wife and husband, it could be mother, son, daughter, whatever,
Right. Right.
So that's one thing. And all you need is name and date of birth.
Okay, this is for the secondary contact.
That is
And there
correct.
was a customer whom we were speaking to just, like a couple of days back. The primary account holder had a memory loss. Now this husband deals
I
with
remember
everything.
you
Yeah,
messaged me. Yes. In that
exactly.
case,
The husband deals
obviously,
with.
it is memory loss. Obviously, we're not even allowed to sign up that customer. Okay.
No,
However,
this person says that I want the bills under my name now. Could
no, no,
you
no. I
organize that for
understand. I understand. Even in case customers say that no, no, I want the bills to be in my husband's name only,
me?
who has a memory issue, we cannot sign up. I'm just explaining you. Okay.
Okay.
In case of any health issues, like when I say health issues like this, we cannot sign them up, even if wife or children, anyone say, oh, for example, the bills are in husband's name, husband has
Mm.
a memory issue,
Memory loss. Yeah. Yeah.
and but wife or son or daughter, whoever you're talking to,
Mm.
they say,
Mm.
no, we want to leave the accounts in his name because he has got a concession card. We don't want to miss the concession.
Mm.
Unfortunately, we cannot sign up in that person's name or with that person.
Okay.
Unethical. Okay. We can the only way to sign up in that manner is they have to call the retailer by themselves and prove the power of attorney documents that they're legally authorized to make the decision on behalf of that person. Then the retailer will take a chance. But we cannot sign up. That's one thing. And two, if customers say, yeah, I'm happy to have the accounts in my name. Now, we're talking about wife or son or daughter, anyone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're happy. Yes. If they made it very clear that this person has so and so issues, and the person who you're talking to is authorized and is willing to have the accounts in their name, it's all on the
Mm-hmm.
recorded line. You are not pushing it. Okay. You cannot do
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, when I say
Mm-hmm.
push, you can't even give them that advice either. Okay.
Okay.
But if
Mm-hmm.
customer wanted to, then obviously only in this case memory loss. Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. So in this case, who makes the decisions? Who is authorized person? Well, it's me. Okay, but because the bills are in that person's name, would you be happy to have the bills in your name, or you want to leave the accounts in his name itself? No, no, I would love to have the accounts in my name. Okay, well, in
Mm-hmm.
that case, yes, I can definitely talk to you. We can get the accounts organized in your name, but unfortunately, there will be a move-in fee. May be applicable, may not be applicable. But if at all it is, there is one that will be applied to you on your first electricity bill.
Got your point. Now, if this person wants his name to be included as well, with say the wife, the bill is under the wife's name, the wife is fine. Okay, and the husband takes the call and he actually does the comparison and he says that I want my name to be included as well along with my wife's name. Is there some fees involved or something there,
No,
or can we do it?
no, no. Unfortunately, you can't do that. There is no fee involved.
Can't do it.
Definitely no fee involved. Okay, one. But we cannot add both names on the bill. You can only add one person, the main account holder,
Yeah.
the primary account holder, and you can add husband as a secondary contact. inform that person. Well, what I can do is I can add you as a secondary contact, so you will be authorized. However, your name can't appear on the bill until you call First Energy to confirm that yes, I want to have the my name on my bill. There is a reason. I'll explain you. The
Mm-hmm.
reason is if their name appears on the bill, they're financially legally liable.
Mm-hmm.
Credit impact
Right.
if in
Right.
case they don't pay the bill. So, for example, I'm signing you up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm signing you up, you ask me to add your wife's name. I said, yes, okay, fine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Probably down the line, you don't pay the bill on time. The account is in both your names.
Mm-hmm.
Both credit history will be
Mm-hmm.
screwed up. Tomorrow, when
Mm-hmm.
your wife come back and question, excuse me, did I sign up? How
Mm-hmm.
dare are you to spoil my credit?
Mm-hmm.
Did we had any consent from wife? No.
Mm-hmm.
Did we go through the EIC with wife? No.
No.
So we screwed up the second person's credit history.
Got you.
You understand? And that is
Yeah.
exactly why the second person, whoever is willing to have their name as well added onto the bill, they have to call the retailer. That's that has been the process for almost 1.5, 2 years now.
Got you.
Earlier, we could have been, we have always done that, and every retailer had the choice. We could add even up to 4, 5 names as well, not one or two names.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But since the last 2 years, with a lot of issues, this is how they changed the practice. So we are authorized to add a secondary person as an authorized person, but not on the bill, like legally liable, financially liable.
Okay.
Unless otherwise, the second person contacts the retailer, gives their consent. Yes, I am happy to have the accounts in my name as well, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
will be financially responsible as well. Then yes,
Mm-hmm.
they will add that person as well on the
Mm-hmm.
bill.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Got your point. No problem. So this part is clear with me. I have just few more things. I mean, the call initiation part I have discussed with you. That is fine. Now, could you just tell me once if somebody is asking for the rates, what is the correct way of reading the rates?
Beg
What
your
is the
pardon?
correct way of reading the rates? Like you just you have already mentioned me that only without discount
Um,
and including GST. That is what we need to
sure. I
mention.
will read out
And
the rates. One moment. I have to place you on hold again. I have to
okay,
give one customer details to
no
someone
problem.
to
Yes,
organize
yes.
a call back immediately. Won't be long.
No
Thank you.
problem. No problem. Take
Thank
your
you.
time. Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. See, even after me sitting in the boardroom, still I have
Yeah.
disturbances.
I'm here. I'm here. Yeah.
That's all right. Okay, so going through the rates. So, always when you read out the rates, do not use the summary calculator. Okay, although it's exactly same rates, but still, I'll show you why. One moment. Give me one NMI number that you prefer to
Okay.
give.
So let's take it at 630
630.
533
Mm-hmm.
9002.
Okay. So you put that on onboarding,
Yeah.
and I'm doing that as well here. So that's 3153.
I
Okay.
was just seeing one of my agents calling that, so I just took that number.
That's okay. So that's
Yeah.
it says residential anytime, which is a single rate meter. Yep.
Right.
So 3153. So I'm now entering the same details on
The
summary calculator.
calculator. Yeah.
So now when you look at the table, it says daily supply charge 365 days
Mm-hmm.
and rate is 1.13630.
Mm-hmm.
And now for the same daily supply charge, if you look at the onboarding, it says $1.13630 per day.
Mm-hmm.
Understand? So it's exactly same figures, but
Yeah,
it
it's same.
is
It's same. Yeah.
saying in a right manner. When I say right manner, for 365 days, it's 1.1363. Is that right? No, it's 1.1363 per day. It doesn't say on
Correct.
the summary calculator, but it does say on the onboarding.
Correct.
That's why I am not encouraging anyone to use the summary calculator as long as they know what exactly they need to say. But that is not the case all the time. That's why I'm literally stopping everyone to use summary calculator except for offer summary.
Okay. And then once we read the offer summary, there's this estimated amount which is taken that if you consume this, if your usage is this, then your bill
Mhm.
is going to be this. When the customer says, no, I don't use that much. What is that? What is that figure? We can say that like this is on an estimated amount, assuming that you
You don't
use
read
this
that.
much kilowatt hour.
You don't have to. That is exactly what I'm saying. Like, by giving more information, unnecessary information, we are only confusing the customers. If you understand
No,
what I
no,
mean.
no, no. In case of the offer summary, that figure is there. We have to
Yeah.
actually mention that.
Yes,
So,
that we have to read out.
assuming your usage as 4,300 kilowatt hour, and they see what
Hmm.
is that? I mean, they say because they might not be using that or might be less than that, more than that.
Hmm.
Then we say that this is an assumed figure, assuming
For
that you use
4,000
this.
kilowatts per year.
Yeah, if you use less than that,
Hmm.
your bills would be lesser. Can we
That's
say
correct.
that? I mean, okay,
Yes,
okay,
absolutely. That is correct. Because
got it.
those figures that you're looking at there is on a consumption of 4,000 kilowatts for 365 days.
Mm, mm, mm.
You see that in the
Got you.
table?
Yes, yes,
So
I see
that's
that.
what you can say. Yes. And
Okay.
but otherwise, when we're reading out the rates, this is another thing, the most important one. So onboarding website only to ensure agents are rating dollar per day, cents per kilowatt hour. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And more importantly, they are only supposed to read out without usage discount, including GST,
Right,
right?
right.
And other thing
There,
is that
there comes, yeah, yeah. There comes
uh,
one thing where in the solar,
that's
in
exactly
the
what
in
I was
the
going to say. So
in the
solar
rates
feed-in
part, there are
tariff.
there are people who do not know that whether they are in the PIFIT or deep fit which one they are in, because you've already explained us that in which case what needs to be done. We have already had a session on solar before this,
Hmm.
but when
Hmm.
we ask the customer whether they are on this pifit or tifit, they're not aware of that. So should we quote all the rates? I mean, pifit, tifit, and just to be on the safer side.
Okay, so don't ever say to the customer to T-fit and P-fit. They don't understand.
Okay.
They don't
No, we
understand.
see them as preferred fit in tariff and transitional. Even there are some customers
That is
who
not
do not know.
preferred. It is premium feed-in tariff,
Okay, premium. Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry.
right?
Okay.
And they don't understand that either. So, do you know if you're receiving the government rebate? Or what rebate do you get? Premium
Mhm.
feed-in tariff is nothing but the government feed-in tariff. Customers who are eligible, who
Okay.
were eligible. Okay.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
not every customer is eligible because it depends on when they got the solar installed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what you don't even have to ask the customer. What you can simply say to the customer is, so Suchandan, if you're eligible for the government feed-in tariff, the premium feed-in tariff, you continue to get that 60 cents per kilowatt hour, which basically including GST, it is 66 cents per kilowatt hour for anything that you feed into the grid. And if you're not eligible for the government rebate, then First Energy gives you 13.200 cents per kilowatt hour, including GST.
Okay. But in case there is this PFIT, TFIT, and then a solar feed again, there are three like that. What do we say in that case? Government that is understood, which is the uh, uh, PFIT thing. But in case of in case, I mean, how do we tell the customer about the TFIT in that case?
You remember
I
we
mean, if
spoke
he says
about
that,
it the other day? There is nothing called as T-Fit anymore in Victoria. And that's why you
no,
see the
that's
T-Fit
okay.
and Feed-in, same price.
That's okay. But in case of New South Wales, it's is there, right?
No, there is only two in New South Wales.
Okay. So
Check
TFIT
anyone.
is no more. Okay,
Let
okay.
me search. Do you have any NMI there? Let me search
NMI,
one.
I have NMI, I have one with me. Okay, for New South Wales, I
New
need to
South Wales.
dig
I'm
in.
doing it. 1 second. Okay,
Okay.
so let's do 400
Okay.
123
Mm,
66995.
okay.
Only in Victoria, you will see three entries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Moment. Here you see that? Solar feed-in,
Yeah.
solar feed-in, solar feed-in. It's the same thing
Right.
because
Right.
there's
Right.
nothing called
Right.
as
Right.
government rebate there anymore.
Correct.
Okay.
Fine. This
Now let's
this
do
this thing is
Queensland as well, just for
Queensland, New
your,
South. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have told them number of times. I'm like, by having three different entries, agents are only getting confused because we simply go by the onboarding site. They were
Mm-hmm.
great, but they never acted on it because it involves a lot of work for them to change things. Okay.
Right.
However, now coming to the Queensland one, I'll give you one NMI number, QB
Mm-hmm.
06,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, 7843563.
Three, four, six. Yeah.
Okay. Now you see it says 44 and 6.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So if customer is eligible for the government rebate, they get 44 cents per kilowatt hour. If customer is not
If
eligible
not,
for the government rebate, that's 6 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, there's
right.
important announcement that I have to make in regards to this. After the meeting with First Energy on Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so our meetings have completed as of Friday with them. So after the whole conclusion, what I figured out, or what they also figured out, is when it comes to solar,
Mm-hmm.
6.6 cents is including GST, 48.40 is including GST, 6 cents is excluding GST, 44 cents is excluding GST. They're not including GST figures for solar.
Okay.
Okay,
So
only
which
for
one?
solar. The daily supply charge, anytime usage, control load, the two tables that you see without usage discount including GST, with
Mm-hmm.
usage discount including GST. So,
Mm-hmm.
except for solar, it is correct for all other figures. But for solar, the first column is excluding GST, second column is including GST because
So we have to
discount
read
doesn't
the
apply on
second
solar.
column in case of solar.
That's correct. That is correct.
Got you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This thing is solved. Now, there's one more question about the
Abs-
eligible concessions. The eligible
mhm.
concessions in case of, like for instance, somebody says that I have a disability pensioner. So I was sent one sheet of First Energy wherein it was mentioned that which concessions are actually there, which are eligible, and in that disability pensioner was not there. So would that
Okay,
be
that is still
considered?
a pension card.
Okay, so that would be and that would incur a concession. I mean, they would be getting a rebate as well on that, right?
That is correct. Yes, as long as
Okay.
it's in their name and they are eligible. Okay, now coming very valid thing that I wanted to stress on this as well. So far, no issues around that. Touch wood, and I don't want to see any issues either. So when it
Mhm.
comes to concession card customers, please get your agents to not promise that you will get it because it completely depends on the eligibility. Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
if customers say, I have a concession card, okay, well, in that case, you may be eligible for the government rebate. So you may be eligible for the government rebate in
Mhm.
addition to the discounts First Energy is offering. So as
Mhm.
long as you're eligible, you continue to get it in addition to the discounts.
Got you.
So you don't promise. You may be eligible as long as you're eligible. This is how you put it across, but you don't promise, oh, you will get that every bill. What if customer is not eligible tomorrow? You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Or probably customer is no longer eligible now. For instance, customers have the basically, for example, I mean, I don't want to say anything negative, but I have to
Mhm.
just to give you an example. Now, oh, actually, I can say it in a nice way as well. So, wife has the concession card because husband has the concession card. Like it's
Mhm.
as a family. Wife has a concession card because she is a carer of their son or their mother, not because
Mhm.
that person is eligible for the concession card, but because that person is a carer for other person, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And other factor is low income household rebate. Basically, the income is calculated as per the household. So if as per the last income assessment, whatever they have proved to the Centrelink that what we are eligible to get the concession card, they applied it that way and they were eligible. And as per the new recent assessment, they're no longer eligible. They still have the card with a valid
Mhm.
date, but they're no
Mhm.
longer eligible. So if agent has promised, oh, if you have a concession card, you will get it, madam, for example.
Mhm. Mhm.
But customer very well know that they're no longer, they received a letter. But because agent has promised that I will get it, they didn't question. They just took
Mhm.
agent's word. And tomorrow
Mhm.
when they receive the bill, they say, where is my concession? That is the reason I signed up. That is the reason
Correct.
I signed up. Now where do we go?
Yeah, true,
You
true,
understand
true.
what I
This is
mean?
a very valid thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
That, yeah.
So as long as you're eligible, as long as you have a valid concession card, you continue to get that in addition to the discounts. So we are always on a safer side.
Got your point. Now, when the customer, even after we have said prior to the EIC, the rates which the customer had asked for, again, when we read the EIC, the customer, when we ask, do you want to hear your rates now? And he says, yes. We only read the rates. We don't have to again read the offer summary and the pay on time discount, right?
No, you don't have to. You only read the rates without usage discount, including GST, for each of the category, like supply charge, anytime usage and control load. But you don't read discounted rates, you don't read offer summary and everything because you've already
Okay.
read out the offer summary before coming to that stage.
Correct. Now, the next thing is, as you know, a
And
customer says that I'll
just
only,
before
yeah, go ahead.
just before you go further, sorry, although I have been mentioning time and again to each center, they're still making this mistake. I just want to stress on this again. Do not give the option, do you want to hear the rates now or wait until you receive the welcome pack? Please follow as it is, as per the verbatim. So do you want to hear the
Yes.
rates now? Wait until customers say yes or no.
Mhm.
Okay?
We can just help the customer by saying that is that a yes or a no? We can ask that, right? I
Yes, you can
mean,
do that.
at times. Okay.
Yes, yes, but you can't give them the option like, to get away
Only
from reading
yes.
out the rates.
Yeah.
Only
Understood.
yes, it's like a prompting. And
Right.
other thing, what I'm saying is, oh, you remember I've already gone through the rates with you, but do you want
Mm.
to hear the rates now? That is also wrong. It's like,
Ah, right.
we stopping the customers from not
Right.
listening to the rates. You understand?
Right. Right.
So that's why Personage has always had this issue with our center. And no wonder why, because I've personally heard through some calls.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You're right.
So
You're true.
as it
So,
says, so would you like to hear your rates now? No, you've already gone through it. That's right. I just wanted to ask if you want to hear them again. That's all. That's okay. So I don't want to. So then you advise the customer, okay, that's all right. Rates will be set out in your welcome pack for your review as well. You can say that.
okay.
Okay.
Next question is, when a customer says I'll only sign up if First Energy gives me gas as well.
Your main concern all the time, isn't it? Right?
It happened with three customers in the past 1 week. That is why it's being a
I
concern now.
understand.
That
What are,
can we
what are you saying?
tell the customer that we are seeing that as of now we don't have this option of gas, but might be in the next couple of months we might be having this. Then we'll be calling you up and we'll be signing you up for the gas as well. This is what we are seeing, but we are losing the sale because the
Right.
customer is point blank that I'm getting this from my previous retailer. I'm getting billed from a single company, and I would,
Mm,
if I switch, I would like my gas as well to be into this. So that is why I was asking that whether we have this option of getting the gas into any other uh, retailer only for gas, if we can. So
I
which you
know.
said.
I understand. So the way you respond is something that I want you to change. The
Mhm.
best part that I love seriously, Suchandan, is you're straightforward, okay? Which is really good. But when we're
Yeah.
dealing with the customers, we should not run around, but we can't be that straightforward as well. You understand what I mean? So we get the
Yeah.
straightforward answers as well. That's what I'm referring to.
Mm-hmm.
So when customers say, I want, oh, you know what, First Energy is going, looking forward to start gas anytime soon. We are
Mm-hmm.
eagerly waiting to hear that good news as well. So, as soon as they start gas, we'll be happy to give you a call to organize gas for the gas as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Until then, you can continue to receive. If customers say, "Oh, not now," well, anyway, it gas and electricity are two separate bills, as you understand, Suchandan. So, by the time you start receiving the bills for electricity, you never know. So, First Energy will start doing gas as well because they were due to start as of 1st of July. So it could happen anytime soon now.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Okay.
You're
Okay.
not
Okay.
giving a time frame, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, you're telling the customer, see, anyway, your gas and electricity are two separate bills. So you get the electricity bill from First Energy and gas bill as it is from your current retailer. But anyway, we are eagerly waiting for gas to start with First Energy because they were due to start a couple of weeks ago itself. So as soon as we hear that, we'll be more than happy to give you a call back again to sign you up for the gas as well.
Okay. This thing is right. This apart from that,
So for now, you're consoling the
nothing else.
customer in terms of, it's not available now. At the same time, you're educating the customer. See, it is not going to affect you anyway because they both are two separate bills. They come at two separate times. They both are two separate meters. So you will have your electricity bill with First Energy and gas bill will come from your current retailer as it is. In the meantime, once First Energy start doing gas, I'll be happy to give you a call back as well.
Okay. In this estimated billing part, the last thing I suppose here, I mean, one thing here is, do you provide your explicit informed consent for First Energy to communicate with you if he's on post, if he's receiving bills on post? We can say this
Mhm.
to communicate with you via post and to bill your account monthly by post. We can
That's
tweak these
correct.
lines, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. This is all. This is all. Let me see if I've missed anything.
And you
Uh,
understood the fact on estimated billing? Any questions around that?
estimated billing, the way I have understood that should be read is like, your initial estimated billing will be based on the average use by a comparable customer, and then by using average energy usage based on your previous actual reads. Based on your previous bills, would you be a small $130 per month to $400 per quarter, or $400 per quarter
Okay.
user? Like that. I mean, this is what is
Right.
mentioned here.
I know that is what is mentioned, but you can always keep it nice and easy to the customer as well. I mean, by following the verbatim, at the same time, keeping it nice and easy to the customer because
Mhm.
customer is getting aggravated already. Customer is losing patience here.
Mhm.
Then obviously, what do you expect out of by the end of the call? You understand what I mean? So
Yeah.
even before you get to that stage, as part of the pre-EIC, so as part of your conversation itself,
Hmm.
I'm sure at one stage, do you ask customers how much are the customers' bills? Because you have
Yes, we
talked
do.
about the nominated amount anyway, right? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you seem to be a small user. So if customer says, "Oh, my bills are usually about $200-300 every quarter," for example.
Hmm. Hmm.
So okay, so you fall under small user. Throw it a hint then. Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
We
So
have
your
tried
bills are
that. Yeah.
about exactly. So your bills are about $500-600. So it looks like you're a medium user. right? You're not a
Mm.
large user, you're a medium user. So when you
Mm.
say this, it registers in their brain. Okay. Now, just before you start
Ah,
doing EIC, just before you start EIC, keep the customer well informed. Okay, so at one point, I'm also going to ask you, would you be a small or medium or large user? So, Suchandan, you mentioned your bills are about $500 to $600, so you fall under medium user. So, when I ask you that question, you can simply say medium user.
okay. That answers all my questions. And from my side, I don't have any as of now.
That's all right.
These were
And
the things which I had.
and you don't have to even quote that figures at the in the first place. So just to say, so your initial estimated bills will be based on the average use by a comparable customer, and then by using average energy usage based on your previous actual rates. Based on your previous bills, would you be a small or medium or large user? If customers stop and ask you, what do you mean by small, medium, large? Again, there are a few customers who forgets, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
If customer stops you and asks you, so basically small customer are where small user is nothing but basically your bills are about $400 every quarter. Medium user are where customers bills are more than 400 and around $550 every quarter. Large user basically around more than $550 or $700 per quarter. Then customers
So
say, oh,
here,
okay.
here we can use these extra lines. I mean, this is not as part of the EIC, but we can use these, right? I mean, just
Exactly,
to
but
explain the
after
customer.
customer question, not
Okay.
before. Okay. So that's one thing. That's one way you can explain. Or if customers stop you, and the other way you can explain is, okay, so Suchandan, you mentioned your bills are about $550 to $600 every quarter, correct?
Hmm. Yes.
Right. So in that case, obviously you're a medium user.
So I have to say yes then. I mean, that's what
That
is
is correct.
expected from the customer. Okay.
That is correct.
Fine. This
Okay.
thing is
So you don't
clear.
have to read it all. You can read from full stop. So based on your previous bills, would you be a small or medium or large user?
Mm.
Once you
So we don't have
explain.
to mention the amounts in the first place. I mean, that can be
That's
said
correct.
if the client asks. Okay.
That is correct. If the
Okay.
client asks and you clarify, once you clarify, start from the full stop again.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So here only the last thing, which is, if customer doesn't consent to the estimated billing, the customer will be on a quarterly billing cycle and must be stipulated. This we just ask, and if the customer does not agree, he says the no in the first place, and we don't tell
Then
this
you go to the
estimated
next
billing part
section.
as well. We
That is
we don't have
correct.
to do anything else apart from this CAF thing and all. It is not in
No,
our
it is not your
our
thing. That
job.
is correct. That is correct. You only ask that first question. If customers say yes, you continue with the rest of the part in that section. If customers say no, no, obviously you go to the next section.
Okay. Now
Okay.
here, one thing is like in the initial part of the EIC, wherein we ask the customer about his ID proof and the full name. This is how our agents say, please confirm your full name and date of birth. Please confirm your full name, which I have as this, and your date of birth, which I have as this. Please provide your ID proof, and you have already given me your driver license. And your driving license number as this, and the expiry date is this. Is this correct?
Mm-hmm.
They say a
Mm-hmm.
yes. Is
Mm-hmm.
is it the right way of asking?
Absolutely, because the first initial call is also on the recorded line. So it is customer who confirmed and you repeating the same stuff. So all good.
Okay. Uh, then
Because
here as well. Yeah. Go ahead.
it has to be customer who should be confirming in the first place. And like I said, that is the reason why we are not providing date of birth, because in any possible manner we cannot allow you to confirm any personal details. You understand what I mean, right?
That's okay, but just having the date of birth gives us that strength that fine. Okay, this is with with me. We won't of course confirm it, but it's just that
Hmm.
we have something with us. One more thing is about this life support. We ask it straightforward. Do you have any life support equipment registered at your property? The customer has to say a no. In case of concession, if the customer has told, I mean, this thing happens when the customer says yes, I have a concession card, but I don't have it handy now. So prior to the EIC, we say that fine, we'll be providing you with a number. You can call that number and you can update it. Now, when it comes to
Hmm.
the EIC part reading again, this thing again happens. And he says, I've already told you. about it. I've already told you that I don't have it. And then the customer gets a bit, for it says he just asks us why you're asking that to me again. So like for instance, do you have a concession or a concession entitlement? He says a yes, and then we say that okay, yeah, you said that you have a concession card, but you said that you don't have it now, and we said that we'll be providing you with a number, and you'll be calling that number, and you'll be updating it later. Is that correct? And he says a yes. Is this approach okay?
I'm just thinking 1 second. So, do you have a concession entitlement? Okay, there are two things that I want to address based on your conversation. Okay, so customer questions you because it wasn't clearly indicated to the customer that I'm going to ask you once again as part of the EIC.
Okay.
You with me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question once again. I'm really sorry, Suchandan, but it's just as part of the terms and conditions. I would require to ask you that question once again. So when I ask you that question, you can simply say, I don't have the details, you provide it later. Okay?
Okay, okay, fine. So we just in that way actually prepare him for the EIC. Fine. This thing is okay. Now, if he is giving the card, we say that yes, you said that you have a concession card and you've given your concession card number as this and the expiry date is this. At times they don't have a start date. That's fine, right? I mean, we don't always need to have a start date for like for driving license. I guess they don't say that I don't have a
Okay.
start date. Is
So,
taking start date mandatory?
so for driving license or Medicare or passport, all we need is expiry date.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need a start date. But when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to the concession card, we need a start date and the end date.
Got you. Clear. Now, when we have taken the details from him and we read this, do you authorize First Energy to use Centrelink confirmation? We read the
Mhm.
entire part and then take a yes or no, or we take a yes in this part. The Australian Government Department of Human Services to provide the results of that inquiry to First Energy. Do we need to take an intermittent yes here or a yes after the entire part is read?
Mm, oh no,
Uh,
I think it's a misprint here. 1 second, I'm just reading. If you withdraw your consent or do not alternately provide proof of your circumstances or details, you may not be eligible for the concession rebate or service provided by First Energy. You understand that with a clear
it's
yes or
yeah.
no, or they can
Uh,
contact. Hmm.
uh,
Yep,
it's
sorry.
it's 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 like it starts like do you authorize First Energy to use Centrelink Confirmation e-services to perform a Centrelink DVA inquiry of your Centrelink or Department
Oh
of
yeah, I
Veteran
read that.
Affairs?
No, no,
Somebody
I'm
said.
reading
So
out the
after
last bit
that, what
actually.
happens is that, yeah, after that you can see there's a break there, and again they're asking you understand that, and then there's four more lines, four more
Yeah.
paragraphs. So do we take
So
an
the
intermittent
first
yes
one is
before you understand?
authorization. No, 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 you don't have to. That's
Okay.
only at one stage towards the end. In fact, that yes or no should be after the web link support at firstenergy.com.au. You understand what I mean? So, do you understand and authorize? Yes or no? It should be that.
Okay. So
But somehow
or
there is a print mistake there, but that's okay.
or they can contact First Energy on 1300 426 594 or via support at
Who
this.
is there? Who
After
is there?
this, we have to take a yes.
No, no, I
Who
understand.
is
Who is
they?
there?
Or they
It's
can
customer.
contact. They can contact first. Yeah. So you
It
can
is
you can
customers, so
contact.
you can exactly. That is a mistake they have made on the EIC, so that's okay. But you know, so or you can contact First Energy on 1300 426 594 or via support at firstenergy.com.au. It is
After
you.
this, we have to take a yes, right? I
It's
mean,
up to you
after this line.
completely. I mean, you can go by EIC as it is,
Okay.
or you can literally. I would suggest it was always after the web link. So do it after
Okay.
the web link. Up to you.
Okay.
Either which ways, I'm happy. As
Okay.
long as we read it verbatim, one. And we need to always, I mean, if customers say, oh, it's in my car, I don't have the concession card. Okay, that's all right. You can provide it later. You cannot do that. Okay. Oh, okay. Because obviously we don't want you to go through the hassle of calling First Energy or Centrelink to update your concession card details.
Mhm.
So do you mind? I'm happy to stay on hold. Do you mind go grab it now? So you don't have to
If
call
we
it.
Okay, if he still says that no, I don't have it handy, and if he agrees to call up, then it's fine. I mean, we
That
have
is
to at
correct.
least try and convince him to
That is
give it.
correct. That is
Okay,
correct. Oh, I don't have it handy now. Oh, okay, that's all right. So do you think you'll be able to go grab it now so you don't have to call anyone?
right.
Oh, hang on, let me go grab it. Customer
Yeah,
say, "Oh no, I don't have it now. It's in my car, and car is someone else." For example, okay. Or customer say, "Oh, it's at home, and I'm at work now." So in that case, obviously, there is no scope of him go and grab it. You see, in that
right.
case, obviously, all you can do is, "Oh, all right. Well, if you had it, I don't mind staying on hold, but if you have it, I can take it now, because you don't have to call anyone,
Right.
because that's the government eligibility. If you're eligible, you get that in addition to the discounts, you see. Like make the customer feel, you know what, I will take all the hassles for you. You don't have to go through any hassles later. That's the
Yes,
feeling they
yes.
should have. Okay.
Right.
But if customers say no way I can go grab it now, obviously, okay, that's all right. I can completely understand. In that case, please do not forget. Okay. Don't tell the customer, okay, in that case, you can call First Energy. So that's again, it all depends on tone and words that we use. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So tell the customer, okay, in that case, please do not forget to call First Energy and update your concession card details so you don't miss out your concession in addition to the discounts they're offering you. Okay. It's like you're doing them a favor, you're reminding them that you don't want customer to miss it out. That's
At
what it has
times
to be.
it happens. At times it happens that we have not yet actually introduced the customer about First Energy, and we take the concession card details.
How?
In that position, we cannot say, we cannot tell the customer that this is the First Energy's number. We say that we'll be giving you a number. You can call that number and update. This is what
Hang
we
on. No,
say.
no, no. Why would you take the concession card details before you introduce about First Energy?
We take it as part of the initial calls. Like for instance, we take the ID proof. We take the concession card. We take all these prior to reading out the offers. This is what we do. I mean, we say
Really?
like no solar.
How
Yeah,
would the
no
customers give
solar.
all of those details?
They give us. We have been smart enough in taking,
Oh,
but again,
yeah, really? But seriously, I'm honestly saying that. I mean, no wonder why customers would be even more skeptical before they get to this point.
might be
You need to understand that.
we are making these type of mistakes. That is why we are losing customers. So now that we are clear, we would first introduce First Energy, and then we say about this concession part, because
Absolutely. I mean,
is
this customer don't know anything, and we are talking about concession card details, date of birth, ID. Obviously, it creates questions to them. You understand what I mean? Asking a question, do you hold a concession card? Okay, well in that case you may be eligible for the government rebate. That's a different case. But taking down those
mm,
details as part of the first call before you talk about any retailer, actually there
mm,
could be a potential complaint. I mean, good that so far we touch wood. So far we haven't
mm.
got to that point. But think about it. I don't know if this
I
customer,
can
John
I
Hanahan,
can
is part of that call. Maybe. You never know.
might be. I have to listen to that. Actually, we were trained in a certain way, and we had been following these. So we
I
were in a
understand.
habit. Now that we know that what is the actual things like, we have changed. If you see the last month's call, you will see that lots of things have changed, which I have already implemented. But again, there are certain
Absolutely. Like
things
I
which
said,
are
I was
still
so
still
happy
missing.
with how your team is performing now compared to how it was when I looked into it. Obviously, not your fault. Like you said, no information was given, no proper information was given. I can completely understand that. At the same time, I've heard from every center that they never knew that they had so many rejects sitting in place.
Hmm.
We have
Correct.
rejects, but they're sitting in rejects. Not everyone know. All they know is, oh, we got this much paid. Why? You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Rejects,
Yes.
cancellations, why they're sitting as a rejects. Is that because of the QA or is that because of anything else? You need to be aware
Mm.
of it. And that is what I'm trying to keep everything transparent. As you see, I'm sending out reports every week. So you know
Yes.
what exactly sitting in rejects, you know what exactly has been submitted. And if it is not, if a given cell is not falling in reject or accept, I would expect to hear from you people. So I can tell you, well, that's because it's a duplicated cell
Mm.
or it went missed out. Probably you
Right.
thought you submitted the sale online, but it didn't come.
Mm.
There was an error. I don't know. You
Yeah.
see what I mean?
Might
So
be,
there's
yeah.
always
Yes.
it's always good to cross check. I mean, what happened to this one? It is neither in rejects nor in accepts. So we can
Hmm.
go back and look into it and give you the feedback accordingly. I mean, what if it is an error and it's just sitting there for no reason? One. Or
Correct.
two, because we didn't had the form, that was never QA'd. So it's a loss
Hmm.
to either parties, as you
Correct.
understand. Okay?
Correct.
We don't
Correct.
want that to happen either.
No problem. No problem. It has been a long session, but it was really, really fruitful. I have, got almost all my questions answered. If I have anything, I'll be definitely
Excellent.
texting you. But now I have, a much more clearer view about the entire thing. Trust me, I mean, might be I have learned 50% more today because,
Oh,
the ways it should be said, might be, why we were actually missing sales. There are
hmm,
certain things which I have clarified today, and I'll be just having my agents also listen to this training, and I'll train them as well according to the lines which you have set, so that they can give much more or better compliant sales from now on.
perfect. And but there is one thing, I'm still checking if there is anything missed out. But one thing that definitely has ring my bell as part of our last topic, and that was in regards to what was that? Open pitch, basically. Your closing script in open script, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So open script. So try and keep it very simple. Do not ask any personal information. So why I'm saying that, it is for your benefit. I'm sure you will see the results, because when
Mhm.
you don't ask personal information in the first place, customer skepticality would be nothing or nil, uh, than after taking down the details, if you understand what I mean. That's one thing.
Correct.
And two,
Mhm.
if you avoid taking personal details in the first call, customer is in the comfort zone. So they will be more open to speak to the closing person, the second person.
Mm.
So when they're very open and happily, comfortably talking to the second person, obviously
Mhm.
sale will also go in a smooth manner.
Right.
So you will be able to make more sales. This is my personal suggestion. Seriously, I never knew. Good
Mm.
that topic has arisen. I'm pretty sure that it's definitely going to help, because if first person is trying and taking as much details as possible, it's like a lead gen, basically. I understand,
Yeah.
but
Right.
in that lead gen, you don't need a personal details. We wanted to create curiosity. I mean, the first person should create curiosity to speak to the second person, not skepticism. If you understand what I mean.
Hmm. Right.
So
Right.
when first person creates curiosity, they are more happy and willing to talk to the second person. And as soon as the second person speaks about the, obviously a reference price, regulatory changes, this is what is happening, lower rate, customers even more curious and happy to continue with the conversation and sign up as well. You will
Hmm.
actually have less objections compared to what you're going through at this point in time, is something that I can say 100%.
Sure,
100%
I'll
for
I'll
sure.
be definitely
Okay?
following this. So
Try it out.
so basically, the details which are to be taken are we have to confirm. I'm the first part of the call when it's about this lead gen before transferring to the closer.
Hmm.
They would be starting with might be confirming the name, then the address, giving them the NMI,
Hmm.
and
And
then
more importantly, if that person is the authorized person, authorized
authorized
account
person
holder,
or life support. These are the initial
that is
cutoffs. So
correct. Exactly. The mandatory
so
information. So you know the
right.
second person is not going to waste time in talking to the wrong person, basically.
Right. And then who is his primary account holder, and if possible, an approximate billing amount which he is paying every month. And then,
Exactly. And the
so
approximate
once
bill
we have
amount
the
or discounts, which retailer,
discounts,
it
right,
exactly. So second person will be fully aware on how to handle that call.
right. At times we have guys who start the call and close the call, so they are the ones who might make take things in the initial part of the call. They see that, okay, so the ID proof is going to be my biggest worry. So let's take the ID proof first, and then
That's
we can
exactly what
proceed.
I'm
So
saying.
that's
So
where they
that's
make the
exactly
mistake.
where people go wrong. Exactly.
Right.
I mean, in the name of losing one customer, you're
Uh,
creating skepticism in 10 customers. That is what we're talking
true,
about.
true, true, true.
Understand?
Very true.
And that's one thing. And otherwise, I'm looking at my list as I spoke to First Energy. I spoke to them in regards to Tasmania. They said if our compliance goes fine in the coming weeks or months, then they will be happy to open the gates for us for Tasmania. For
That's
now,
good news.
definitely not. That's what they said. I'm like, Shri, you being back, I mean, because they have seen my performance 3 months ago when
Hmm.
I took charge only for probably a month. When
Hmm.
I think you started only with us in April or May, correct?
Yes. April
Right, right.
last, 24th of April, yeah.
Right, right. Okay. So at the time, I do remember, I think I was due to do a training for you, right?
Yeah, right, right. And you were not well at that time. So we had to do that.
Mm,
I mean, Malcolm was the one who gave it because there
right.
was where
So,
we actually might be,
mm,
that part,
no,
if
no.
it would have happened, might be things would have been different today.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. No, I can completely understand. So at the time, basically, First Energy has suspended our contract. Okay.
oh my God.
Luckily, they didn't terminate, they suspended in March, okay, for lots of compliance issues. At
Mm,
that time, I was moved from electricity visit to seek the deal just to deal with offshore and First Energy. Okay. And
okay.
so it was very, 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 very hard for me to literally convince in every possible manner First Energy. We have done everything, proved them the facts, process, procedures that were not in place, and this is in place now. So I worked my level best at the time to bring First Energy back, and I
Hmm.
retrained all the current ones. And you were the only one that was pending. Yes, I understand you're the new one on board, completely in a dilemma if it is the right time to introduce a new batch, I mean, new
Hmm.
group, or deal with the existing ones to ensure they're going to do the right thing and then bring in the new center. You see what I mean?
Hmm. Right.
And at the same time, I was so sick that I had to be hospitalized.
My
So
God.
everything just happened at the same time, and that's how I
Yeah, I
was away
understand.
for 3 months. I was away for 3 months, and when First Energy got to see my first email, they were so happy. You have no idea. I'm like, Shri, you're back. Shri, you're back. Shri, you're. I'm like, oh my God. Even my
But
team
they
is not that
always love
happy.
people who trust you.
Exactly. And then I came to know, okay, Sri, whatever you kind of promised me, committed, that only lasted for some time, and then issues started to persist. I'm like, please don't tell me I have so many complaints to handle. And I had everything under this roof, I should say, to handle in the last 10 days, especially.
So,
Finally,
so
it was
now,
sorted.
now we are with. I mean, we have this contract with Electricity Wizard, or it's with
No,
Seek
no,
the
no.
Deal. To seek the
Seek
deal
the
only.
deal still. I mean,
Okay, because
basically,
we see
electricity
that when
wizard
we
is still
send
getting.
emails, we
Mhm.
send to Electricity Wizard as well. So that's why I'm
That's right.
asking.
Basically, I'm only using one email for now because I've got, you won't believe, I mean, in this company, the management is the same, but there's different entities, you see. So for each entity, I've got different emails. And the number of emails I have to log in and check, follow up every now and then has become as too much for me.
Mhm.
So I am only using one email address at this point in time to make my job easy.
Okay,
I'm addressing everyone. I'm not ignoring anyone. So that's
no
why
problem.
I'm only using electricity wizard email address for Gaurav and Manav as well. So everything is just under one thing. And like I said, I want to streamline. I want to centralize everything. So that makes everyone's job easy as well.
It's
That's the
okay.
whole
No
point.
problem.
Okay.
No problem.
So
Thank
coming
you
back
very
to
much.
this topic,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
feed-in
If
tariff.
you have anything else, yeah.
I have
Feed it there.
so solar feed-in tariff. So if
Mhm.
customer is eligible for the premium feed-in tariff or government feed-in tariff, they only get that. If customer is not eligible for that, then they get the other one. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
And the other one, monthly billing, it's not mandatory. So as per our conversation with First Energy, okay.
Hmm.
So I spoke to them again. I'm like, see, if customer is not happy, what do you think? I mean, based on the conversation, do you really think we should get into monthly billing? I'm like, Shri, yes. Um, they wanted us to encourage customers to pay monthly, so at least we know customer is paying something, if not total.
Hmm.
So if customer is adamant not paying monthly bills, then of course they are not expecting us to lose the customer. We once and twice in a very smooth manner try and explain the customer, but if customer is adamant, then yes, we can do quarterly billing. Okay.
Okay.
And otherwise, the default nominated amount is still needs to be captured because we don't know how much customers' bills are in general until customer receives the actual bill from First Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And or what you can say is you can ask the customer, okay, so you said your bills are about $300 every quarter. So so would you be happy to pay $100 every month? Yes. Just mark it $100 every month.
Okay.
But it can't be less than $75.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And other thing, like I said, government regulated prices. Please be very careful. Now I need to act on this one, and I'm just hoping that it's nothing against the agent or the center. Seriously,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, until I listen to the call, I don't know. But one thing
Mm-hmm.
is definitely confirmed as per this conversation because you guys are under the impression that the previous discounts should have disappeared. But now you have
Mm-hmm.
the clarity. They won't
Yes.
because it's as per the old agreement. Okay. Until
Yes.
the current agreement finishes. So that's something that definitely I think have to handle from First Energy. Let's see how they will react to it. And next one, yes, we need clear yeses, no, yeah, yep. If customer say yeah, yep, or agent was not 100% sure, instead of continuing with the conversation, oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Is that a clear yes or no?
Mm.
If agent was not 100% sure, instead
Mm.
of waiting until the QA happen, they can simply repeat it straight away. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. Is that a clear yes or no?
Mm.
Okay. But it has to be
Mm.
yes or no, not yes only. Okay.
Right.
And in regards to the solar fit, now you understand. So when it comes to supply charge, usage charges, all other charges, there's including discount, excluding discount rates. But when it comes to solar, the first set of price is excluding GST, second set of prices including GST.
Okay.
Did you write that down so you can inform your agents as
Yes.
well?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I have already done that.
Excellent. Perfect. So that's everything, I think. I'm just looking at my emails again. I mean, my messages. CLS. Okay, couple of things I need to ask you. How many agents have you got now?
I've got six as of now, and I'm having this training session for some new guys. So by the end of this month, I would have around 15. This is what my plans are. But I'm not putting them into calls before they are completely ready and compliant. One thing is, I mean, uh, the first thing in place is Australian minutes are very costly, so we need to
Mm-hmm.
take care of that. And secondly, I mean, again, I mean, we cannot just make a sale for the sake of it. It needs to be compliant and point blank. And now that I know almost everything, I can
Mm-hmm.
now train my batch accordingly. So by the end of the month, we are assuming at least 10 to 15 agents, compliant agents to start with, and then we'll increase after a month because we now have
Mm-hmm.
certain scales of discounts. Sorry, some certain scales of commissions. If we fit in a good number, we get to the next scale. So that is what we are trying. But at the same time, we're being
Mm-hmm.
sure that the agents whom we have are correct, the right ones.
One moment. What is your okay? So I wanted to get the a competition. That's the thing I forgot actually. One moment. I see Gaurav and Manav both are in the meeting at this point. What's your average number of sales every month?
If I talk about the last 2 months, it's been around 120 odd per month.
Okay. Hmm. So what I do now after this call, obviously, I will send you email with the training registers that needs to be signed in and sent out, including you and all your agents. So after the training is done, any questions that they have come up with, probably we didn't discuss, you can always shoot out a message to me. Otherwise, please get them signed and send over to me by the end of today, because we need to submit all of this to First Energy. Okay.
Sure, I'll definitely
I
do
mean,
that. And one
not
more
straight
thing
away,
is,
but we plenty of
uh,
time.
Manav was to send me the amended contract, which was to be sent
Mhm.
last Friday. I believe he just got busy.
Oh, he
If you
said
could please,
he.
once you speak to him, if you could please remind him once, because I can understand lots of things going on. So
Mhm.
might be he can just send me that amended contract once, which is effective from the 5th of August, 2019. So that's Monday.
Which is today.
That's the which is today. Yeah, which is today.
Right. Okay. So, all right. I'll talk to him. But he mentioned that he sent a new contract to everyone already. So I don't know.
I
So I'll talk to him
I
again.
I hadn't received it till this morning, but might be the time I have been in
He told
call
me
with you.
last
If he
week.
has sent it last week, he has not sent me. He was about to send me on Friday, then might be he got busy, and he said, and then I have already sent him an email regarding that.
Mhm.
He might be sending it today. I mean, just if you speak to him, just tell him about it
No,
once.
no, all good, all
That's it.
good.
Yeah?
I'll remind him. That's all right. No problem at all.
No problem.
But otherwise, anything else that you think of? I don't think of anything.
Only this customer, John. I mean, I believe that would not be a cause of termination or anything, right? Because
Uh,
we did it unknowingly. We didn't know it about it because we were
mm,
half trained. I mean, we were not
uh,
only half trained, we were trained in a wrong way also.
no,
So
it is
might be
so
we.
easy for you to say
No, I
that to
understand.
me.
I
But
completely
we
understand.
can't say that to them. Obviously, they know the reality, no doubt. But I can't, because obviously they know what all issues has happened in my presence, in my absence, before
Mm-hmm.
me coming into the picture. They know everything.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't even
Great.
have to say to them. However,
Okay.
there's all this call is in my presence. So that's one thing. And two, obviously, we we can't say, oh, because this agent, this team is not trained properly. I'm like, so you
No, that I
accept the
can
fact that you didn't
understand, but
train
why
properly?
I'm telling you is because that this might be an inkling fear in my mind before I
No.
hire people, train them. That might be, say for example, tomorrow I get to know, no, we are not continuing because of this thing, your center has been terminated. So that's the reason
No,
I'm
no.
asking.
See, so Chindan, one thing I can say for sure from my end personally, okay, I have told you a couple of times already, I do appreciate the way you work. Like you're a hard worker, one, and you're very honest and open, okay,
Thank
which
you.
is what I love. I mean, this is me, okay? Everyone works different way, everyone has a different personality, but when it comes to me, I can give my 1,000% effort for someone's good, for better, as long as that person is open and honest. This is how I work, okay? And
Thank
I
you.
have found you that. I mean, when I say something, obviously, when there is an issue, we talk about it, and you know it, and you ensure that wouldn't happen again. Not
Yeah.
everyone works that manner, you see, and which is why I love it. I appreciate that fact, and of
Thank you.
course, issue has happened, whether knowingly,
Hmm.
unknowingly, and
Hmm.
I will handle it from my end. As long
Thank you
as
very much.
we are not going to lose the contact altogether, that's a different case. Okay. But
No, no, that
I
won't
am not
happen, I
putting
guess.
you into that pause. Okay. Hopefully that won't happen. Obviously, I will give them all the possible feedback, and that's exactly why I wanted to get the training registers done as well, which I'm going to cover this aspect in that section. So this will stand as an evidence. Okay, you know what? This is not going to happen from now on. Make sense?
Sure, sure. Yeah.
So I'm trying to do everything in a possible manner to address each of the complaints that we have already received, so they know for sure we are not going to make that mistake ever again. If it happens, then obviously it's like a warning sign for us.
I
So we have to
understand.
be really careful. But because I mean, if a person hasn't taken any chances, as you understand, for example, you've always done the
Hmm.
right thing, okay? And for once you made a mistake. Again, after a couple of weeks, again you made a mistake. Again, after a couple of weeks, you made a mistake. You get multiple chances before someone can get
Mm.
aggravated, correct?
Correct. Correct.
But in this case scenario, we have made so many mistakes that there is no scope for one more mistake. You understand what I mean?
Mm.
That's why it has become so hard for me to handle the situation. And that's how I was so stuck as well. Like, not just me, like, entire company. Obviously, it's a bread and butter. Any
Right.
retailer. Any retailer,
Right.
obviously, at the end of the day, we are depending on them. So
Right.
we want to do everything that it takes and do the right things that it takes to keep up the reputation, keep up the relationship, keep up the contract. Simple.
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
No
So
problem.
don't stress. Obviously, if
Last,
I find anything, I will keep you informed, but you have to keep it. Obviously, you have to keep an eye on your agents as well, that
I
they
would
are
definitely.
very well now aware of government and all these small little things that they should not cross their lines.
Right. Right. Actually, this thing might have happened earlier. I mean, when the script was given and this government thing was mentioned there, might be
I
that's the
know.
reason they got into superpowers and they said that government has done this, that, and that had created. But
But
now I'll ensure these things do not happen. Just the last thing,
excellent.
please check whether we have options of any other retailer whom we can sign up if we cannot beat the rates of First Energy, or there's something which gas is not offering. If you have an option for offshore as well, just let me know
Okay.
that. I mean,
So
once, yeah,
let me tell you, once we have something as such in place, of course, you guys will be I mean, you especially will be the first person to hear from us. Why?
yeah,
Obviously, that makes more sense for us to give more products to you guys, and so we can get more sales.
yeah,
You see what I mean?
win-win,
So
yeah,
it's exactly so obviously, if we are working in every possible manner to get it in place. However, we are in that boat, as explained, when we have made so many mistakes in the past. Obviously, it is high time for us to prove that it was a mistake. A past is past, but we have
right,
taken all the actions. So this is where we are at this point in time, which is why it is tough for all of us. However, that is not stopping us. So it's just a matter of time for the mistakes that we have to go through. That is what I'm
no
referring to.
problem, sure.
You
No
understand now?
problem, no problem.
Right.
Gotcha.
So, but we are working all our best to get all the retailers back again. Like, for example, Sumo. Of course, you don't know. In the past, we had Sumo as well, offshore selling. And because of the
Okay,
same compliance issues, they dropped off. So we can't, I mean, they would be happy to come back as long as we are here to commit them that this will not happen. But we were in no situation to commit because we know who is managing. Okay.
mm.
So
Okay,
we have taken enough chances and we are not in any situation to commit. But now we are in a situation to commit, but we have to sort quite a lot of things to commit to prove them that we have these things in place. So it is
right,
just a matter of time and resources and sources that we're going to depend on. So
right,
we can happily 1000% commit to them and everything will fall
hmm,
in place.
no problem,
Matter of
no problem,
time and patience. That's it, nothing else.
sure, no problem,
Okay.
no
Now,
problem,
coming back to this topic, once again, government thing. You mentioned, obviously, I sent you an email well before this incident has happened, but still the incident has happened. That's why I'm stressing on this again. Please give a clear, tight heads up to all the agents that they are not using the word government at all altogether.
sure.
This is a
I
government
would first check
initiative.
the
We can say
recording. The customer's name is John.
John Shanahan. You
John
won't
Shan.
find the recording, I'm pretty sure, because you haven't used your own account on that date.
Okay. No,
Because
but
we received this email on 22nd.
when we upload recordings, we have those in our system. So might
But
be,
this is not a
we
sale.
can. Oh, this is not a sale. Okay.
This is not a sale. That is what I'm saying. If
Okay.
it
Okay.
was a sale, I would have had recordings, well in hand. But this is not
Okay.
a sale, and that's why I have to now dig into everything and get the records right in place now. And I
Okay.
have to listen to it. I know I should know how to handle that issue now. And at the same time, even if it is an issue, your training record signed and sent to me will help me to cover ourselves that apologize, but it will never happen again.
Fine. I will do that by today day, and as soon as I receive the email, I'll get it signed and to be sent to
Yes,
you.
that's correct. In the
And
meantime, you can
and
continue with the training.
and those would have the real names of the agents or the pseudo names.
Um, Num num num.
Previously,
Right question.
previously when Malcolm used to send, we were asked to mention the real names, not the pseudonyms. I don't know. I
Um,
mean, there was these sheets which came to us every month, and we signed that, and we used to send that. They used to tell us you need to mention your actual name, not the pseudonym. If you ask us the pseudonyms, then they'll be signing up by the pseudonym, which they use.
no, no, 1 second. I'll quickly tell you. I'm looking at my documents here to see what will be the best idea. Sure. Training registers. Okay, just opening it up. Sales agent date completed signature. Okay. Um, okay, so the one which says first energy,
Mm.
you'll find two different registers sent out to you now.
Okay.
Let me check. This one is EIC, and this one is retailer pricing. Okay, they're all the same by the looks of it. Okay, it's just a different name. So the one which says First Energy, obviously
Mm.
put the pseudonames only. Okay,
Okay.
and there'll be one which comes in the name of Seek the Deal, and
Hmm.
that one put pseudonym in the brackets actual names. Or I'll
Okay.
create a separate column altogether for you, one with the pseudonym, one with the actual name. So that helps. So we know how many agents working. At the same
Right.
time, once the Primo thing is settled, we know how many extensions to be created as well, like how many accounts. Okay.
Right.
Once that is
Right.
done. So at least everything will be in place. And you're using the same CLI as you were using in the past, correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Perfect. That's all in place. So I'll send you the training register soon. Then, obviously, if you have any questions that your agents have raised, like I said, please shoot out a
Sure.
message. I'll message you
I
back
would.
straight away.
I would.
Okay?
Thank you very
No
much.
problem
Thank
at
you.
all.
Pleasure.
Thank you and have a good day.
You too. Take
Bye.
care. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.